Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
In Crossroads, Killygordon, at the home of Red Hughes GA Club. It's semi-finals day in the Donegal Junior A Championship, and later on Carndonagh play St Mary's of Convoy in Burt at 3:30. But we're watching the semi-final meeting of Letterkenny Gaels and Naomh Bri, two teams with big ambitions of going all the way in this competition this year. So hopefully, Maureen O'Donnell, that means we're in for what promises to be a very entertaining semi-final.
Yeah, listen, we've covered some matches ourselves in partnership, and we've watched some really good matches, and we're just going to hope that this is going to be another one. Look, there's a lot of talk about both these teams going into this. Obviously, Naomh Bri topped their group straight through to the semi-final, so they've had that little bit of rest, and Carndonagh maybe on the other side then as well, probably tipped to be favourites for this competition. But I guess, look, concentrating on this game as well, Letterkenny Gaels will be no easy team to beat out there today, and you'll know a lot about that yourself, Dermot. They've been probably knocking on the doors here. It's a tough competition, especially with the top six. And Junior A, you could say, maybe there's a wee bit of a gap then for the other teams maybe to try and bridge, but we certainly have the cream of the crop at the top.
And it's interesting, today's game due to start at 2:30. It's put back to 3 o'clock or thereabouts, maybe a wee bit later than 3 o'clock now, Maureen. But we were served up with quite the game in the reserve match before. It was St Mary's of Convoy against Naomh Bri. Went all the way to extra time and penalties in the end to decide it before St Mary's of Convoy advanced to the final. So that's why things are kind of put back in terms of the throw-in time. But that was a good game for the spectators who were in for the first one.
Yeah, and listen, I think the quality of football and the quality of the game, and you'll agree, has really improved this year due to, I suppose, all of the new rules have introduced. I know we were all a bit sceptical about the new rules coming in, but they certainly have made this a game worth watching now, and there's a lot more people coming out to these games and watching them, even at reserve level and even at junior, intermediate and stuff like that, which is great to see as well. And look, the streaming now adds to spectator value, but people are definitely getting value for their buck now, Dermot, I think, out of these games.
And it's great to see these matches going around the different venues as well. Maureen, we're here today at the home of Red Hughes GA Club, and I'll tell you what, if you were giving out prizes to clubs for their warm welcome and their hospitality, Red Hughes would be right up there with them. Yeah,
100%. Look, the spectators, I see them there with their cups of coffees and cups of teas, and this has become what is like a day out, and when you're paying into a venue, you want to see a bit of a good, decent football as well to go, and obviously a lot of home supporters here, but this is a fine facility here in Red Hughes. You're 100% right. Great dressing rooms, and look, I think a lot of the clubs around the county now are starting to develop their dressing room facilities and their facilities, because look, developing underage players and the teams coming up, we talked about it just off there. It's a very safe community to be a part of, the GAA, and there's a lot of great activities going on for the underage, and I know there's a lot of running, but this is what it's all about, days like this, out into semi-finals. And we're kind of faced with the elements here today as well. We're always faced with the elements, Dermot, so things flying about the place.
I'll tell you what, Damien, our cameraman, is coming to our assistance already, and we're hardly even up and running. But yeah, we're up here in the balcony, which is we've got a great view, but we're open to the elements. There's a bit of a breeze blowing across the pitch, and it was raining earlier on as well. So hopefully the rain will stay off, because we don't actually have any cover here either in this commentary position. But we're almost ready to get underway here. Letterkenny Gaels are just going to sort themselves out and get themselves into their positions. The match referee, by the way, is James Callahan. He's from the neighbouring Setanta club, and very, very quickly we haven't confirmed just the starting 15s. We understand that Letterkenny Gaels are going as selected from 1 to 15. Not too sure if that's the situation with Naomh Bri, but anyway, very quickly before we do start, Letterkenny Gaels will start off with Mark Margie in goal. It's Niall Diver, Conor Brown and Charlie Robinson in the full back line. Then it's Brian Diver, Diarmuid Cahill and Liam McAlary. You've got Darren Hunter and Ronan Frean partnering at midfield. Conor Walker, Jack Keys and Matthew Winters on the half forward line, and then it's a full forward line of Paddy Doherty, Conor McBurty and Shay Doherty. Naomh Bri then will go with Stephen Doherty as their goalkeeper. Their full back line is Callum Doherty Kennedy, Damien Clearley and Patrick Gormley. Oisin Brogan, Callum Gallagher and Donal Gallagher are across the half back line as the play gets underway. Midfield it's Garage Gallagher and Owen Rush. At half forward line it's Owen Quinn, Darren Russell and Gary McCafferty, and then up top Owen Gallagher, Aaron McGrory and Liam Duffy. We're up and running, Maureen, and I would imagine, just not too sure what way the wind is blowing, but it's certainly going to be a factor here this afternoon.
Yeah, probably. Look, again, the wind has come in, has factored into a lot of these championship games, and funny we talked about the facilities, but there's a lot of shelter here, so you know, as you say, it's hard. I'm looking at the flags, they're dead sometimes, and sometimes they're flying, so we'll let the game flow and see.
Jack Keys involved there, Diarmuid Cahill penalised, and Naomh Bri awarded the free. James Callahan deciding that perhaps there was a ball touched on the ground there, so Naomh Bri will start their first attack down the right hand side. Owen Quinn plays the ball out to Darren Russell coming in off the right touchline. He's been followed by Liam McAlary, so he has to go inside to his midfielder Garage Gallagher. Good team, Naomh Bri. They've had a good season so far, a good 2025. Enjoyed a fairly impressive league campaign. Unfortunate perhaps not to get promoted out of Division 3. Only lost 2 of their league games this season and came in 3rd place in that league, in behind Burt and Red Hughes as the ball's played over to this near touchline again. This time it's Owen Rush. He's left-footed, toe to hand, leaves the ball off to Callum Gallagher. Letterkenny Gaels are well set up, so Naomh Bri fire their first effort and go for a 2-pointer, and that's the opening score, scored by Owen Rush. A well-taken point. You saw that he came in off the right-hand touchline, got onto his left foot, and I'll tell you what, that's a lethal left foot he has, Maureen, and that's the first example of what he can deliver. Yeah,
beautifully played though by Naomh Bri. I think they were just very stable on the ball and settled, sort of, even though Letterkenny Gaels won the throw up, they had one attacking play turned around by Naomh Bri and got down the field, and they were steady and patient, and that guy Owen Rush just beautifully on the left foot, a lovely 2-pointer. May get another one here now.
They've won possession back, so Letterkenny Gaels will be disappointed with this opening, because 2 shots on goal. This one from Darren Russell, 2 shots on goal, 2 scores, a 2-pointer for Owen Rush and a single point effort from Darren Russell, but given the fact that he was under a wee bit of pressure, he deserves credit because he kept his nerve and he just knocked her over the bar.
Yeah, and you can see how the play just opens up when teams are on the attack. The best way to go is to attack going forward, you know, running at the players. When the defenders are on their back foot, it opens up quite quickly, and look, a lovely strike over the bar by Darren Russell.
We've played 2.5 minutes here, and there's a ball over the top, and I'll tell you what, Conor McBurty was kind of on his back foot, and Damien clearly reacted just a wee bit quicker, so he was able to tidy that up, but it's one of those ones where it's a perfect example of always concentrating on what's going on. You might not be expecting the ball to come your way, but sometimes it does. Garage Gallagher makes good progress into the Letterkenny Gaels half. He claims that perhaps Owen Quinn might have touched that one on the ground. He's got 2 Letterkenny Gaels players around him, including young Charlie Robinson, who did well to force him back over. I think that's going to be a sideline ball, is it? And I think it's going in favour of Letterkenny Gaels as the rain starts to threaten to come down on us here. The umbrellas going up in front of us. It's a fantastic venue here at the Crossroads in Killigordon. They've actually done a lot of work around the ground. They put in a new car parking area, and there's pavement area around the side of the pitch, which means that the spectators can watch the action and keep their feet dry while they're doing so. Not too sure what's going on there, Maureen.
I think it's Naomh Bri. They're giving a maybe. Are they giving it 40? Are they giving a 45?
45,
so perhaps it went over the line.
Yeah, over the end line, down right in the corner. So he's way out here on this near touchline. Callum Gallagher it is, who's going to take this 45. And play is underway. He's gone short, taking the ball back, and a shot off the right foot, and he just steered that one over the bar. So perhaps one straight off the training ground. Callum Gallagher adds his name to the score sheet. The perfect start for Naomh Bri. They lead by 4 points to no score.
Yeah, and listen, Gaels really need to get this game under control in there. Defensively, Naomh Bri are running at them from half back line. Their attacking play.
They're fortunate to get away with that one. That wasn't the best kick out from Mark Margie, but it was directed in the right area, because there was a couple of Gaels men there who were able to make something of it. So now they have a chance perhaps to work their first effort on goal. Ronan Freenis over this near side. Conor Brown is actually the man that takes the pass, so he will move into the scoring area for Letterkenny Gaels. He's got men outside him. It's Matthew Winters in possession. Matthew Winters, a good player, bright, breezy, always looking to get on the ball, always making himself available. That's Paddy Doherty, plays the ball in towards Darren Hunter. He has got assistance from Walker, slipped past to Jeremy Cahill, didn't really get his hands on it, but Conor Walker is able to retrieve the situation and come over to this near side to Paddy Doherty. Winters is making himself available. Here is Winters, number 12 on his back, makes progress into the big arc. He's faced up by Callum Gallagher. Ball laid off towards Jack Keys, but that one dropped short into the hands of Stephen Doherty, and Red Hughes will able to deal with that situation. Gaels managing an effort on goal, Maureen, but disappointing again to drop it short.
Yeah, listen, we talked about the one. I'd say that the Gaels are actually playing against the one, so they're not taking any chances with the 2 pointers or even outside the smaller arc, but they will be disappointed with that effort. It was a good opportunity to get their first score on the board.
Patrick Gormley did well over halfway, so Naomh Bri will come forward again, although just as I say that, they decide to go back towards Oisin Brogan as the rain continues to come down here. It's been a wet 48 hours or so here in the northwest. A lot of rain, a lot of pitches will have taken their fair share of the rain over the last couple of days. And again, it's things are beginning to settle down, because we've reached the semi-final stages in most competitions, but still plenty of action on in the county over today and tomorrow at senior championship level, at intermediate championship level as well, and of course Junior A and Junior B. Plenty of football on. The ladies football, there's probably a big weekend next weekend, because they had their semi-finals last weekend, so still plenty happening. Plenty of teams still there at the final weekends of championship. That's exactly where you want to be, and that's where Naomh Bri and Letterkenny Gaels are today. It's a big day for both clubs, who are seeking a place in the Donegal Junior A Championship final. The other semi-final is St Mary's of Convoy against Carndonagh. That match being played today in Burt. It has a throw-in time of 3:30. We'll try and keep an eye on how things go in that one later on. There's a senior championship relegation playoff taking place as well today. It was a 2 o'clock start down in Tyrconnell Park in Donegal Town. St Knowles against Arua. We'll try and bring you some news on that once we get it, but we'll just stay with the action here, because this attack for Naomh Bri has, well, it's almost fizzled out, but they've managed to make something of it over there. Darren Russell did well to pick the ball up. I thought that Conor Brown had won things back for Letterkenny Gaels. Here's Liam Duffy, lays the ball off to Owen Rush. Shot comes in from Owen Rush, and that one hits the post. The goalkeeper Mark Margie was actually signalling that one was going to go wide, but it hit the post, and another escape for Letterkenny Gaels. They trail in this one by 4 points to no score as they work themselves down the right hand side. Here is Walker. He's got a man running outside him. It looks as if it's Niall Diver, not too sure. We'll just wait and see. The ball comes in, and now they're going for the high dropping ball in towards McBurty and freeing. Here's McBurty. Challenge went in just as he was letting go, and the referee agrees. That's a foul on McBurty by the Naomh Bri full-back Damien Clearly, and that's a penalty for Letterkenny Gaels. Maureen, what do you make of that one?
Yeah, when he struck that ball first, was a Walker that had the ball in. I thought, where's he going with this one? A high ball in this early stage, you want to get your points on. But look, we've ended up here with a penalty. I have to say it was probably a penalty. He kind of pushed him on the shot.
Yeah, just as he was going to strike it, he felt the challenge come in, didn't he?
Exactly, and he was well inside. He was right inside there. Jack. Was it Jack Keys who was in there? No, it was actually Conor McBurty, was it?
Conor McBurty. Here comes Conor McBurty with the penalty. Bottom corner into the back of the net. So that's a good response from Letterkenny Gaels. That's just what they needed. Perhaps a score out of nothing, really, but it shows what can happen, especially when the elements are as they are here today, because perhaps that ball held up a wee bit on the wind as it was dropping in. I think it was Ronan Freehan that was challenging. Conor McBurty was there as well. McBurty it was who was fouled. He has taken the penalty, and Gaels are up and running. It's Naomh Bri 4 points, Gaels a goal. Just a point between them, Maureen.
Yeah, and you know what? Naomh Bri will actually be very probably disappointed with that little bit of defending there, because as you say, that goal kind of came out of nothing.
Yeah. And the Naomh Bri will come down their right hand side. They're seeing far more of the ball. They look to be so well set up, confident in possession. These sides met in the league earlier in the season down in Trumman, down in Ballintra, and it was Naomh Bri who came out on top, and that was a high scoring game. It was 3 points was in it in the end, but I would imagine, as has been the case when we've been commentating on championship matches, the previous league meetings, the teams that actually do take the field in those games aren't anything like what they are when it gets to championship time. But anyway, Naomh Bri won that day, and they had a good league campaign, as I've already mentioned, as Owen Rush feeds the ball into Callum Gallagher, sees that there are men out on this out on the far side, way over on the left. That's over beside the Letterkenny Gaels dugout. And they, just as I say that, Eddie Glacken, you can see him put his hand up there, the Letterkenny Gaels manager, suggesting that that ball was touched on the ground, but no, the referee says go ahead, play on. Although Callum Gallagher was challenged, they've managed to retain the ball. And is Owen Rush going to have a pop on goal? He is. Didn't really strike it as cleanly this time. And Margie did ever so well, because I'll tell you what, I don't think he expected it to come in as high as it did in the end. And has he conceded a 45?
I think it's a 45, yeah. All right. But listen, that man, Owen Rush, he's a beautiful left-footed strike there. Perhaps a little short on this occasion, but like, you know, just get out and get on his left foot, get the block in, you know. It's not a skill we see a lot of anymore, but certainly he has been pinned for a lot of these. A lot of the balls are going through him. He's had a number of opportunities to take scores. They're just a wee bit short that time, but even with the breeze.
Yeah, Callum Gallagher, if we remember when he had a 45 earlier on, okay, he was way out close to the touchline on that occasion, but he went short and engineered a score for himself. We'll see now what he's going to do on this occasion. He places the ball down, and again, no real rush to get on with things. And it's been a lively enough opening period to this match. Letterkenny Gaels getting that goal to get themselves back into the contest after Naomh Bri's bright start. As the sun threatens to come out, we've played just over 11 minutes here at Crossroads in Killygordon as Callum Gallagher comes forward to take this 45. Strikes it well, but yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good strike. From this angle, I thought he'd pulled it a wee bit to the left, but no, all the way over the bar. And a good response from Naomh Bri after conceding that goal. So they go 2 points up, 5 points to a goal.
Yeah, that was a lovely strike from far out. And I was like you, I thought it was going wide off the left-hand post, but it just drifted over the bar. And I suppose it's a score that they actually need. It brings them to 5 points.
So Margie prepares himself to take the kick out here. He comes left-footed. Not the cleanest strike again, but Gaels managed to win it. It's big Conor Brown, the man who captained them to championship glory at junior A level back in 2022. Fisted ball out towards Conor Walker. Gaels are in here. If they be careful, they could manage to get an effort and goal, and it is. It's in the back of the net from Shea Doherty, fisted in. And I'll tell you what, Gaels once again, a rare attack, managed to come down the right hand side. Conor Walker was involved, took the pass from Conor McBurty. Ball played in towards Shea Doherty, and Shea Doherty has had a great season. He's enjoying his way in front of goal anyway, no doubt about it. And that one fisted into the top corner in past goalkeeper Stephen Doherty.
Yeah, listen, another just one attack, because it seems to have been it's all Naomh Bri in the possession. But anytime, the last 2 times that the Letterkenny Gaels have had the ball, they've scored 2 goals out of it. That's the first time they go ahead by a point.
Damien, Conor Brown deserves plenty of credit for his involvement in that move as well, which led to the goal from Shea Doherty. 2 scores for Letterkenny Gaels. Amazingly, both scores are goals, so they lead in this one by 2 goals to 5 points. And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have predicted that kind of start, because Gaels have been sluggish, have been sloppy in possession at times as well. Played 13 minutes, but they've already got 2 goals on the board, Maureen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't have any right to be ahead like that, because Naomh Bri have had most of the possession and most of the scoring opportunities. Look, Letterkenny Gaels have had 2 opportunities at the post, and they've scored 2 goals out of it. So, whilst Naomh Bri have a lot of the possession up here and are very good attacking, very patient or whatever, leaking goals is over.
Yeah, it is. It is. Callum Gallagher is over another set piece. This was for a foul, kind of off the ball. The referee brought it back. So he's just outside the 45 line. He's about 49 metres away from goal. But the way he struck that 45 a couple of minutes ago suggests that he may well have confidence in himself to have another pop on goal with this one. The big number 6 just settles himself. And the umpires down behind the goal, shading their eyes from the sun. Here comes Callum Gallagher. Again, that's a good strike. I think he likes it. But this one, on this occasion, drifts to the left and wide. So it's the first wide for Naomh Bri, first wide for Callum Gallagher as well. He scored 2 points of their 5 so far. Owen Rush opening their scoring with a brilliant 2-pointer. Darren Russell with a point as well. And for Letterkenny Gaels, the goals, a penalty from Conor McBrearty on 9 minutes, and Shea Doherty's effort, which he palmed into the net. Good finish from Shea Doherty. Right place, right time, as the big kick comes this time from Margus. A much better strike, but on this occasion Donegal Gallagher is able to deal with it. Kind of a collision there. I think the two Naomh Bri players might actually collided with each other, both going for the same ball, and both players end up on the ground. So the referee is going to just say hold on, and we'll get some physios on to give some treatment here, because you just can't take any chances. It's the fullback Damien Clearly.
It'll be interesting to see how this one goes, actually, because Naomh Bri recorded 4 straight ones and topped their group, you know, so they would have had a bit of a rest. Letterkenny Gaels at a quarter final, and I know, like, a comprehensive one over Robert Emirates, 3-15 to 3 points. You know, they would have gained a lot of momentum from that game, and they had comprehensive ones over Niamh Ultan as well earlier on in the league campaign. So look, maybe they're only getting going here, maybe they're only starting, and for we're standing, like, it does seem that they're playing uphill. There isn't really a hill, but it looks like they're playing uphill, and maybe against the breeze as well. So
yeah, I know what you mean, and yeah, you wonder just about that, having a free weekend, Maureen, because Naomh Bri were rewarded for topping their group, for having a place straight into the semi-finals. And you're right, like, you know, because when you have a game, there's nothing probably better than having a game, Maureen, rather than a weekend of training and preparation.
That's it. I think the teams that have the rest, sometimes they're the ones pipped in the next game, you know, and you're kind of breaking momentum. It's like a half time. A team going well at half time, they can go in and they can often come out a wee bit less at an advantage. Like, I find this, as a player, sometimes it breaks your momentum, your stride.
Certainly does. I know Naomh Bri have possession again, and this time there's a man shows for it. That's Owen Quinn. Lays the ball off nicely to Darren Russell, so he has a chance to have an effort on goal. Not too sure. Nice given. Yeah, the referee actually probably was in a better position than the umpire to give that one, but it's Darren Russell who has added his 2nd point of the afternoon. It's a 6th point for Naomh Bri, and the sides are level. Naomh Bri 6 points, Letterkenny Gaels 2 goals.
Yeah, and like, look, they're finding their men inside, to be honest with you. There's a lot of good movement inside from Naomh Bri, and if they can sustain that, like. And even though Letterkenny Gaels were hunting in packs that time, you know, Darren Russell managed to get a shot off, and a good one it was.
Matthew Winters tackling hard, but fair play to Oisin Brogan. He won the ball. There's a man that hasn't really got himself involved in this game yet. Is Ronan Frean, Letterkenny Gaels' star player, the number 9, playing in the midfield role. He's probably drifting up into the half-forward line more so than playing midfield. But Letterkenny Gaels would, anybody coming over to this game today would have been expecting Ronan Frean to have a major influence in this match, but just not happened for him so far. That's been the way of this contest. It's been all Naomh Bri in terms of the possession stakes, Maureen. Yeah,
but like, just going back to that, man, like, he scored 2-3 in their final group game against Niamh Ultan, and then against Robert Emirates he picked up 5. So he has been relatively quiet, you know, for Gaels. We'd like to see him come into it a wee bit more.
Yeah, as Gaels come down their right hand side is Brian Diver. He's been closely followed. I think he's going to get the free in for an initial foul. The referee did try and let play continue, but James Callum brings it back because Brian Diver wasn't going anywhere down that right hand side. So this is a chance now for Conor McBrearty to take this set piece over on the right hand side. It's certainly not the easiest angle, certainly not for a right-footed kicker either. But Conor McBrearty is going to have a go on this one, Maureen. He's the man that opened their scoring with that penalty on 12 minutes. the big number 14. Here he comes, Conor McBurty strikes it well. It's a high ball. The umpire has a look, and the umpire likes it. That's a good strike, a good score from Conor McBurty. Well taken, and that's their first point of the afternoon. 2 goals and a point to Letterkenny Gaels, 6 points to Naomh Bri.
Listen, that was a very, very good score, because as you say, it was very far out on the right hand side for a right-footed player. Obviously, Gaels don't have a left-footed free taker. Always very, very, very handy to have a left-footed player on your side as well. But look, he struck it beautifully. It was very, very high, so they needed that as well. So a good score.
We've played just over 17 minutes here at the Crossroads in Gordon. Letterkenny Gaels are leading by a single point, 2 goals and a point to 6 points, as Stephen Doherty's kick lands around the middle, and Naomh Bri managed to win possession. Oisin Brogan feeds the ball off to Garage Gallagher. Makes good progress down the right hand side, despite the best efforts of Paddy Doherty to stop him in his tracks. But sloppy pass, but they've managed to make something of it. That's Darren Russell involved there. There's a shot comes in. That's a good score. And again
Owen Rush.
Yeah, Owen Rush. He gets a little pat as he went past Owen Quinn there to say, well done, good score. Owen Rush is a player that seems to, he just oozes confidence, doesn't he, Maureen? And anytime he gets on the ball in the scoring area, he's not afraid to have a go.
Yeah, like he got that 2-pointer at the beginning as well, so he has range and he has the ability to pick up scores. And Naomh Bri are feeding the ball to him a lot. He is on the end of a lot of them scoring opportunities.
That's a big high ball from Margie. This time Owen Rush went up just with one hand. Perhaps he should have tried to catch that one. He tried to fist it down to a teammate, but it didn't work out his way, and that means that Letterkenny Gaels have managed to win the ball back. The free went their way. Here is that man that we were talking about, Ronan Freehan, and he has options over on his far side. He goes towards Conor Walker. Wears the white boots, so he's easy to pick out as Conor Walker feeds the ball off, and the Gaels will come back in towards Paddy Doherty, one of their goal scorers this afternoon. Feeds it to Darren Hunter. He has Jeremy Cahill showing. Jeremy Cahill, good player, experienced player, part of that Junior A Championship winning team from a few years ago for Letterkenny Gaels, as are quite a number of players here this afternoon in the starting 15. And they would love nothing more to get back in and contest another county final at junior level. Here's Darren Hunter. He's looking for options. There aren't too many showing for it, so Hunter goes towards Ronan Freehan. He's been closed down by Donald Gallagher. Challenge on Darren Hunter there as he was trying to make a run. Here he is. Hunter fed possession but decides to come back out. This time it's a kick pass towards Brian Diver. Good strength from Brian Diver. Good effort from Brian Diver. Comes back off the post. Goal chance for Diver, and he scores into the back of the net. Diver he picked up the rebound, Maureen, and once he got that ball in his hands, he had only one thought in his mind, and that was to find the back of the net. He just squeezed it in past Stephen Doherty.
They're very good at scoring the goals and getting in there, all right. But look, I'm real worried for Naomh Bri. Very steady play from Letterkenny Gaels. I felt Hunter was a beautiful ball inside there to set up that piece of play, and look, it ended up again in the back of the net, and here we have Letterkenny Gaels in the lead.
And they've won possession again from that kick out. Jeremy Cahill gets the ball into his hands, holds it close to his chest before having a wee look round to see what options were on, and it's Ronan Freehan. Ronan Freehan and Cahill combine, and Freehan going for the return pass, but Cahill is not going to give it to him because he decides to come out. Gaels are leading by 3 points. It's 3 goals and a point to Naomh Bri's 7 points. Gaels enjoying perhaps their best period of this game, although that pass from Paddy Doherty was almost telegraphed, and it was cut out by the Naomh Bri player, who himself then was fouled. That was Garage Gallagher, who did well to cut that one out. The referee has just got his notebook out, so he's going to tick whoever was the guilty party in the white jersey on that occasion, and Naomh Bri get things going down this right hand side with Oisin Brogan, who's had a good start to this game, the number 5 playing at right half back. He's got on an awful lot of ball. He's not afraid to show for possession when the chance arises. Darren Russell, left-footed, over towards the middle of the park towards Callum Gallagher, who'll look up and pick a pass out. That's a good ball, and it's always good to see the forwards coming out and showing for it. That was a good delivery, although on that occasion Owen Quinn wasn't able to get it up into his grasp, and Gaels are working hard, but they've been guilty themselves of conceding a free. Not a great area, because when you've got a man like Owen Rush and Callum Gallagher, who are good from place balls, you don't want to be conceding frees in those areas, Maureen.
Yeah, definitely not. But at least Gaels aren't conceding goals. You know, what I find with the two teams here is defensively, Gaels are sitting a little bit deeper. They're not pressing out around the midfield area on Naomh Bri, whereas on the other side of the field, I feel Naomh Bri are pushing out, maybe leaving those critical gaps for Letterkenny Gaels to get in. That's why they got the 3 goals.
That's exactly it. So here comes Owen Rush with the free from the hands. Steers it over the bar just inside the right-hand post. That's another good score. Well taken point from Owen Rush. So that's 8 points for Naomh Bri. 3 goals and a point for Letterkenny Gaels. Double scores in terms of efforts on goal, but what matters is that Gaels have raised the green flag on 3 occasions, and they lead by 2 points, 3-1 to 8 points as the ball is played out towards Charlie Robinson. I'll tell you what, he did well, did he, to keep it in? He just about, he just feels that the linesman's closer at hand there, and he's able to decide that one went over the sideline. Callum McCafferty wearing 26 is in there for Naomh Bri, so that must have been a change that we perhaps missed, Maureen, but as I say, we weren't told about it, so we weren't going to know.
Nope.
But anyway, here comes Oisín Brogan. Left-footed effort comes in from Owen Rush, and again, it's one of those ones where he knew once he had struck it that it was good, and that's a 2-pointer. That brings them on to 10. Letterkenny Gaels are on 10, 3 goals and a point, so the sides once again are all square.
Yeah, and look, we're talking about that man, Owen Rush, since the beginning. He's got a deadly left foot, and the range that he has, that little bit of a breeze behind him, he's very, very accurate. And now, the sides are even as a result of that 2-pointer. That's his second 2-pointer this afternoon. Both beautiful scores. Garrod
Gallagher did really, really well to retain the ball as he went up to catch that one. And Naomh Bri come forward down this right with Gary McCafferty in possession. Ball played over towards Callum Gallagher. Back after a few seasons away as the Naomh Bri centre half back, and I'll tell you what, he's a big presence in there. They no surprise why they were so happy to get him back in again, playing in the colours of their club. And we're saying that Naomh Bri, kind of a mix of experience and young players, the likes of Aaron McCrory and Owen Gallagher and Oisín Brogan, all coming into the senior setup from underage, and bearing the fruits of all the hard work that goes on at underage level. The senior team now it looks to have a good balance about it. They've played well here this afternoon, even though they're still on level terms with Letterkenny Gaels. As you say, Maureen, the concessions of those 3 goals will be a worry whenever they get in at half time. We're not too far away from the break, as Naomh Bri tried to work themselves another attack and perhaps another effort on goal. It played 25 minutes here, and that's Garrod Gallagher. Well, on this occasion, he just kind of struck off that ball. It was sliced almost off his right foot, and that's another wide for Naomh Bri, but another good piece of play. Yeah, really, really good piece of play. When you look at the scores there, Gaels have 3 goals and a point. That's 4 kickable scores, and you look then at the other side of you've got 8 kickable scores for Naomh Bri, 2 of them 2-pointers. So, look, double scores, but they're certainly shooting a lot more, Naomh Bri, and given the opportunity to shoot a lot more. But as you say, definitely that'll be a talking point going on at half time. Why did they leak those goals? As Letterkenny Gaels come forward again, it's another good run. This time it's Brian Diver. The referee's going to give a free, I'd say, advantage, was it? Perhaps. Well, no, he seems to be playing out the way, actually. Free out. Sure. No, I think, do you know what? I think it was for a double hop from Brian Diver. That's what it looked like. It could have been. I actually felt that he had no support around him. Yeah. And he had no option, but he turned maybe twice as well, and nobody behind him, nobody supporting him. TJ Gallagher is trying to make himself available in the corner for Naomh Bri, but they come down this near side with Gary McCafferty. Had a wee look out at young Oisín Brogan, but decided to go back inside. And once again, it's that man who gets himself on the ball, Callum Gallagher, helped out by Donegal Gallagher. Donegal Gallagher just, again, no real need to fire in a ball if the pass isn't on, so they just hold on to possession. They're patient. Gary McCafferty will eat into the space that's opened up in front of him. Jack Keys chasing to get back. McCafferty feeds the ball off to Liam Duffy. Left-footed from Duffy. Nicely taken score from the corner forward. And Naomh Bri back in front then. 11 points to 3 goals and a point.
Yeah, beautiful inside. I felt that time by Gary McCafferty. What vision! Hey, he just sent the ball in, and that's the danger with playing this zonal sort of defence. When you push out, you leave gaps behind, and if you have somebody who can spot somebody inside, who's good vision and accuracy inside, I feel like it's the opportunities there.
Conor Walker down the right hand side again. He breathed no real panic to get out and stop him in his tracks. Garage Gallagher was happy enough to let him come in as far as he did, because he would feel that he's still far enough out not to have an effort on goal. But what's been happening with Letterkenny Gaels is the balls that are dropping in and around the goal area have led to goals. On this occasion, though, Naomh Bri have enough men back to deal with that, or have they? Gaels have stolen it again. I think that's Jeremy McGall trying to feed the ball off towards Darren Hunter. Man goes down. Oh, that's a ball in it, and just caught out Paddy Doherty, and Naomh Bri are able to tidy it up. Good piece of defending by Patrick Gormley on that occasion. Referee's going to bring a halt to proceedings because
Jeremy O'Cahill, I think, he got a tight knock there from, I think it was Garage Gallagher that actually had him on the way across.
Yeah.
You know, I seen him. He come across and he folded his arms, whether he was protecting his own body or not. But Jeremy O'Cahill got a serious knock there. He really felt that.
He did,
but look,
he did. I think it's actually a blow to the head there, is it? The way he's holding
could
himself.
be. Yeah, the neck even. You know, a bit of whiplash there in that one. But look, Naomh Bri did very, very well to turn that one over. Like, they turned it over, lost it, turned it over again there just at the end. So good piece of defensive play.
With half-time approaching, this game is very, very well set up. Naomh Bri leading by just a point. They have 11 points to Letterkenny Gaels, 3 goals and a point, as Callum Gallagher goes long with his kick out. And Gaels perhaps should have dealt with that one better. Liam McAlary went up to fetch it. He didn't manage to hold it. And Naomh Bri are more than happy to take possession away from him. They'll come forward with Callum McCafferty. Fisted ball in. That's a good piece of defending. If the referee allows him to get away with it, he does. It was Niall Diver was there. But Gaels have got a bit of work to do here again, because there's another effort that comes in. This time well fetched by the goalkeeper Mark Margie. He needs to be careful with that kick out. It's not the best. He put his player under a wee bit of pressure, although Gaels did manage to hold on to it and win it back.
Yeah, as you say, the possession's so hard to get. Like, you can't be giving it away like that. You'd have to be more careful.
Especially when you work so hard to win the ball back, Maureen. It must be so frustrating when a teammate then gives it away with just a sloppy pass.
It is, and look, a defender's worst nightmare is when they get a turnover, they go up an attacking piece of play at the other end, and it's turned over and it's right back down on top of them. Like, there's no time to breathe in that kind of situation. So it's so frustrating. But same again there, Letterkenny Gaels worked really, really hard there. You mentioned Niall Diver down the corner, almost had a turnover, very good defending, and then keeper got dropped short at the end of Darren Russell's shot, and like, you want to be coming out there with a good pass out. Last
few seconds in the first half, just a point between them. Letterkenny Gaels though might fancy their chances of getting back on level terms before the half-time whistle is blown. By the way, there was a yellow card there for the Naomh Bri player Owen Quinn for what the referee obviously thought was a bit of a cynical pullback on the Letterkenny Gaels players. He tried to work himself out of the half-back line. Gaels still have the ball. It's fed over towards Ronan Freehan. He has Conor Brown over on this near side. Now Brown has got men inside, including Matthew Winters close at hand. Here is Winters. Feeds the ball back towards Ronan Freehan. Nice little layoff towards Shea Doherty. Shea Doherty comes back out to Darren Hunter. Paddy Doherty is inside if he wants him. Conor McBrearty is there as well. But as the sun comes down and the clock ticks down towards half-time, Gaels hold on to possession. Freehan to Darren Hunter. It's TJ Gallagher facing him up, but Conor Walker has the ball. Walker wearing number 10. Looking for a bit of movement up ahead. Ronan Freehan. Naomh Bri won't be wanting Freehan to do what he's doing just now. That's exactly what he does so well. Bit of pace. Shot comes in from Ronan Freehan. He likes it, and that's over the bar. Good score from Ronan Freehan, and that's exactly what he can bring. Last piece of action of the first half. We had to wait a fair bit for Freehan to show what he can do, Maureen, and that's exactly the danger that he carries when he gets the ball out in the danger area and That means that the sides will go in at half-time on level terms. Naomh Bri 11 points, Letterkenny Gaels 3 goals and 2 points.
Yeah, and it's been a cracking half of football, to be quite honest with you. But let's just talk about that last piece of play there by Freehan. Like, they waited, the Gaels waited and comfortably held on to the ball and waited for that opening. To be fair to Naomh Bri, they were pressing out and pressing out. But then if you have a player as pacey as Freehan there, just in the end, and to be fair to him, he got pulled back on a couple of occasions. I seen the referee was going to give him advantage anyway, and they usually tend to give the advantage there to get the shot off or the kick pass off at least. And if he had struck it wide away, he would have pulled it back for a free kick anyway, so it was always going to be probably a point.
And how do you defend that, Maureen? How do you defend a man like Ronan Freehan, who has got the ability to put the afterburners on, go past his man and get into the scoring area?
Well, you know, it is, as I said to you, when forwards are pressing up and attacking up, it's very, very difficult. You're on the back foot as a defender. It's a nightmare to actually defend. And with the pace that Freehan has there, and we've only seen a burst or two off it, you know, like, he has a lot more that he can show. He has shown a lot more over the group stages and the quarter-final stages. Like, he is a lot better. We need to get more of him. Letterkenny Gaels need to get more of him on the ball as well. But, like, look, you've got to be smart as forwards as well. When you see a man like him on the ball and going forward, you need to pull wide. Take your defenders out wide, leave it open, like, leave that channel open and not clogged up, like, you know, for defenders to get on and attack in packs. But look, a great way to finish the half for the Gaels, going on even Stevens to half time. So it's anybody's game now in the second half. Anybody's
game. That's the thoughts of former Termon and Donegal player Maureen O'Donnell on the first half here at the Crossroads in Killigordon, the home of Red Hughes GA Club, where it's Junior A semi-final day. Letterkenny Gaels and Naomh Bri certainly serving up an entertaining first half. Naomh Bri perhaps shading it in terms of quality, in terms of possession and in terms of scoring threat. They do look to be a well organised outfit, but Letterkenny Gaels have scored 3 goals in that first half. The goals scored by Conor McBrearty, by Shea Doherty and by Brian Diver, and those goals mean that at half time the sides are level. It's Naomh Bri 11 points, Letterkenny Gaels 3 goals and 2 points. We'll be back with the second half coverage very, very soon. It's the ball off to Callum Gallagher. Letterkenny Gaels are well set up, so Naomh Bri fire their first effort and go for a 2-pointer, and that's the opening here now. Yeah, and they've won possession back, so Letterkenny Gaels will be disappointed with this opening because 2 shots on goal. Take this 45. Play is underway. He's gone short, taking the ball back, and a shot off the right foot, and he just
was in there. No, it was actually Conor McBrearty, was it?
Conor McBrearty. Here comes Conor McBrearty with the penalty. Bottom corner into the back of the net. So that's a good. As Callum Gallagher comes forward to take this 45, strikes it well, but yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good strike from really this angle. Good. I thought he'd pulled it a wee bit. Big Conor Brown, the man who captained them to championship glory at Junior A level back in 2022. Fisted ball out towards Conor Walker. Gaels are in here. If they be careful, they could manage to get an effort on goal, and it is. It's in the back of the. Have an effort on goal. Not too sure. Nice given. Yeah, the referee actually probably was in a better position than the umpire to give that. Here he comes, Conor McBrearty strikes it well. It's a high ball. The umpire has a look, and the umpire likes it. That's a good strike. Tracks, but sloppy pass, but they've managed to make something of it. That's Darren Russell involved there. There's a shot comes in. That's a good score. And make a run here. He is. Hunter fed possession, but decides to come back out. This time it's a kick pass towards Brian Diver. Good strength from Brian Diver. Good effort from Brian Diver. Comes back off the post. Goal chance for Diver, and he scores.
They got the 3 goals.
That's exactly it. So here comes Owen Rush with the free from the hands. Steered it, so we weren't going to know.
Nope.
But anyway, here comes Oisín Brogan. Left-footed effort comes in from Owen Rush, and again, it's one of those. Jack Keys chasing to get back. McCafferty feeds the ball off to Liam Duffy. Left-footed from Duffy. Nicely taken score. Do what he's doing just now. That's exactly what he does so well. Bit of pace. Shot comes in from Ronan Freehan. He likes it, and that's over the bar. Good score from Ronan. And you're welcome back to the Crossroads in Killygordon, Donegal Junior A Championship semi-finals day. At half-time, Naomh Bri and Letterkenny Gaels are all square. 11 points to Naomh Bri. Letterkenny Gaels 3 goals and 2 points. And I think, Maureen O'Donnell, the suggestion when we were chatting to people at half-time was that Gaels certainly fortunate to be level at the break. The question is, what would they have done without those goals?
Yeah, big time. Like, and look, goals wins matches, they say, but we're going to have to wait and see. I do feel maybe Gaels are coming out with a wee bit of an advantage here now. Maybe what in terms of the one behind their back, we should see a few 2-pointers. I know, like, there's definitely a breeze there because there was no attempts from Gaels to take any of the 2-pointer opportunities, and you know they have a couple of good shooters there. But look, as well, apart from the goals, they've only scored 1 point from play. You know, so we'll see if the capabilities now to get a few over the bar from play. Whereas when you look at Naomh Bri, on the other hand, you know they have a range of shooters out there as well.
They certainly do. So the referee James Callahan gets play up and running again. So we're back underway here in this semi-final, and the prize for the winners is a place in the final against either Carndonagh or St Mary's of Convoy. Gaels with the first attack. Are they going to manage to get an effort on goal? Jack Keys goes back out. Ball is with Ronan Freehan. Nice little fisted pass in towards Keys, and he just comes back out again. So Gaels on the way, thinking about making a pass, and the referee's bringing it back for a foul. I think Paddy Doherty there was in two minds what he was going to do, but the referee had already made his mind up that it was going to be a free in, and this is an opportunity for Conor McBurty. And just like the one in the first half, Maureen, this is a difficult kick for a right-footed kicker on the right-hand side.
Yeah, as well, because I'm looking at the flags as well, and they're kind of coming across him, so it'll be interesting to see. We nearly need to be turning his body in the other direction and on the outside of his foot.
Yeah, but listen, he might well and may go for the same style as what he kicked the score in the first half.
It's a great score.
Fair play to Conor McBurty. Who am I to doubt Conor McBurty's ability from dead ball situations? Kicks it from the hands, kicks it with confidence, and kicks his team back in front.
Yeah, and that's his second. He's actually got 1-2 now, so a very influential player. But a good start for the Gaels, probably the start that they would like to have seen. And let's see if they can back it up with another score.
Kick out from Stephen Doherty, goes down the middle, well fetched in there, and Naomh Bri have the ball with Garage Gallagher. He got up big and strong and just plucked the ball out of the air, feeds it off to Owen Rush, and it's played over to the far side. So what can Naomh Bri do? Can they manage to respond with a score of their own, just as they were doing in the first half? Their build-ups, there's no real degree of pace or anxiousness whenever they are mounting these attacks. They're just happy to build from deep, be patient in possession, just retain the ball. That's what it's all about. Yeah,
like I think it's just a patient build-up. That's what Naomh Bri I've seen from them this afternoon. They're very patient. Look at this man on Darren Russell again.
Yeah, that's perfect score, because the ball was fed into the big man Garage Gallagher. He came out and took it with confidence, laid it off to Darren Russell, straight off the training ground. One of those moves that you'll teach and coach at underage for years on years, and it's one of those ones that almost players can do with their eyes closed, and the ball was just knocked over the bar by Darren Russell, equalising score.
Yeah, we're back to even Stevens again, you know, but yeah, as you say, straight off the training ground, an excellent run by Darren Russell, but he's been lively this afternoon, and certainly very accurate in front of goal. And look, that's a point apiece in this half from them.
Yeah, coming up on 3 minutes played in the second half. The sides are level, and Letterkenny Gaels, well, there's a challenge that went in on Conor Walker, but
he's going to pull it back.
Well, yeah, he's going to pull it back, but the ball goes over the bar. We'll just confirm the score now whenever we see. I think it's one of the divers that has managed to put that one over. It was it was a well taken point. I know it's actually Liam McAlary. Well done, Liam, because from a difficult angle on the run, he knocked it over the bar, puts his team back in front, 3-4 to 12 points.
Yeah, and look, really good refereeing as well, you know, with the advantage play. Like, he has been on the ball, like he was going to pull that back, like, but obviously went over the bar. But referees have a tough job now with these new rules, you know, they really have to be on the ball. And I find that the level of refereeing has improved.
James Callahan would be predominantly a hurling referee as well. He's done well today. He's taken charge of this game, and very early stamping his authority on the game with a yellow card earlier on, as Matthew Winters just loses the possession over on the far side. The ball just slipping from his grasp. He was actually thinking of maybe laying it off to a man outside, but Naomh Bri are able to come forward themselves with Gary McCafferty. Good play from the Ballintrack club. The ball is fed into Owen Rush. Gaels struggling to stay with him. That's Connor Brown over there. So Naomh Bri go back. This time it's Darren Russell, the man who got their opening point of the second half. Again, he's got options over on this near side, but it's Garage Gallagher who offers his services. Garage Gallagher unleashes an effort on goal, and that one just sails over the bar, just about made it over the crossbar. But I think it was one of those ones where once he knew he had it on target, he was happy enough that it was going to reach its destination and go over the bar, and the sides are level again, Maureen.
Yeah, and what I find with Naomh Bri is when they get up the field, it looks a lot easier for them to get scores. Letterkenny Gaels they're struggling to get the scores off, more so like when as I said, it goes back to the number of scores that they have on the board. Yes, they have the goals, but they're just a kick of the ball as well. But I find they're just finding it harder to get it.
They are, and maybe that's a sign of Naomh Bri's strength in defence. Although we've mentioned it a few times, they won't be happy at the fact that they've let 3 goals in behind them. Anyway, Gaels come forward. There's a shot comes in from Jack Keys, and he just taps that one over the bar. A very good soccer player is Jack Keys, played underage with Finn Harps. He's up at Ballymallard now in the Irish League. He has bags of ability, and Letterkenny Gaels are making use of him this season because he's been concentrating on the Gaelic for much of the summer, and that's a lovely score from Jack Keys. So it's Naomh Bri 13 points, Gaels 3 goals and 5 points.
Yeah, just when I spoke there as well, like now they made that effort look really, really easy actually. Yeah. Lovely strike of the ball by Jack Keys.
Well taken score. Naomh Bri win possession. It's been one of those games, you could almost describe it as end to end, but one team wins possession, they come forward, and they seem able to work on opening and have an effort on goal. And it's almost been there's been so very few wides, Maureen. A couple of balls dropped in short by Naomh Bri in the first half, but both teams, any of the chances that they've gone for, they've been able to take. Yeah,
exactly. Very little waste, which is uncanny to see, really. There's been high wides in a lot of the games that we watched, particularly senior championship. But yeah, look, they're either putting it over the bar or dropping short, which is good. It's a good spectacle of football here, actually.
Brian Diver thought he had won the ball back for Letterkenny Gaels, but Naomh Bri managed to hold on to it. Owen Quinn was there, so we got a wee bit scrappy. The ball is on the ground, and eventually gets into the hands of Owen Rush, and he'll settle things down, the big midfielder. He's been very, very good in this Junior A Championship semi-final, which, as it stands, Letterkenny Gaels are leading by just a point, 3-5 to 13 points, but Gaels will tidy this one up. It's not like Naomh Bri to kick the ball away.
I felt that the Gaels actually got off the hook there. You know, it was really sloppy play when they lost that ball. They got turned over, but then actually a really bad decision there by Darren Russell as well to go for that one. I don't know whether he was looking for the man inside, Garage Gallagher there, like the big tall man he was inside, but look, too wasteful there.
Charlie Robinson did well, won himself a free, went himself, ball fed in towards Conor McBurty by Ronan Frean. Goal chance for McBurty, goal for Conor McBurty, his second of the afternoon. And again, once he got that into his hands, he smelt blood, didn't he, because he got the better of his fullback, Damien Clearly, and just tucked it into the bottom corner and past Stephen Doherty. And that's exactly what Conor McBurty does so well.
I look, a really, really massive goal threat in there in terms of Conor McBurty. Look, he did super to get out ahead of his marker, and he actually turned inside on the left hand side, and you just knew he was away, and he was only going to one place, and they ended up on the back of the net. Brilliant play
from the kick-out. Gaels win possession again. Can they punish Naomh Bri again in the space of a minute? It's Keys thinking about having a go on goal, but instead goes back towards I think that's Jerry McCall over there. It's not the best pass, but they managed to hold on to the ball, and they'll come back into this right hand side. It's a pass from Frean, not the best on this occasion. He was trying to pick out his man inside, and Frean, look at him, he's working back to see if he can make up for that mistake. Guilty of a foul on Donald Gallagher of Naomh Bri. So Gallagher will come forward. By the way, going back to that goal that was scored by Conor McBurty, great credit to Charlie Robinson, the Letterkenny Gaels number 4, who was the man that showed a wee bit of bravery by getting the ball into his hands and going past his man. He was eventually dragged back and won a free, took it himself, gave it to Ronan Frean, who fed it into Conor McBurty, and that's exactly how they managed to engineer that goal, Maureen.
Yeah, like it was a very, very good piece of attacking play by Letterkenny Gaels, and you know, look, maybe just taking them this long in the second half to get into that. But look, I feel that Gaels are a real goal scoring chance, our goal scoring team here this afternoon, and it has kept them in the game for sure. But goals are massive. We talk about the 2-pointers being good, but I suppose the goals are still a real threat.
Yeah.
And Naomh Bri will be disappointed, you know, to have started the half and leaked another goal after going in after half time.
It's Callum Gallagher playing the ball over to the right hand side. The referee is going to give Naomh Bri the free, whatever happens here. Yeah, there he goes. He blows his whistle. He just waited and waited to see what was going to happen. But I think it was Conor Brown who was the guilty party on that occasion. So it's a free from over on the right hand side. They do have left-footed players in their team. Owen Rush certainly is able to kick from that distance, and he's the man that has the ball in his hands. The linesman over on the far side has just said to his says to the referee, there's a player down injured over on the other end of the pitch, so there's a player down there getting a wee bit of treatment, and that's a chance for both teams to maybe have a wee bit of a breather, Maureen, because it's been pretty frantic, pretty hectic stuff. Gaels are leading by 4-5 to 13 points, so that's an advantage of
what is it?
4
13,
points.
4 points. Aye. So like this is the biggest gap I suppose the Gaels have had all afternoon. Like, and they'll be looking to try and capitalise on that. You'd imagine Owen Rush. We talked about his accuracy there. You know, throughout the first half, you'd imagine even though it is very, very close to touching the sideline over on the right hand side, it's a perfect spot kick for a left-footed player. And you'd imagine with his accuracy he would put it over. But we're just going to have to wait to see. That'll narrow the gap to 3. But I'd say if Gaels they'd want to push on from this, you know, if they want, Naomh Bri would want to get a few more scores on the board. They've only got 2 since the half mark.
Good thing is the rain has stayed away for much of this contest. The pitch in pretty good nick, although we were just chatting there at half time to one of the Red Hues club members who was telling me that they had a match on here last night, an underage game, did a game this morning. Then we had that reserve game before this match, so this is the 4th game in the space of inside the 24 hours, well inside the 24 hours. So there's been a lot of football in this pitch, but it's held up to it so far. Here comes that free from Owen Rush, and he just pulled it a wee bit, didn't he? He didn't allow perhaps for the wind on that occasion. So that's a free or a free that went wide, and it'll be a kick out for the Gaels goalkeeper Mark Margie. Yeah,
and this will be important. This is an important kick out. Look, I feel like kick outs have become a huge part of the game and wanting possession, and like it's also a skill that's been brought back in, is this fielding in the middle of the field. It's lovely to see.
Yeah, here comes Margie's kick out down the middle once again. The hands go up, but Freehan doesn't get there, but Jack Keys did, and he gives the ball off. It's Conor Walker who's bursting in on goal. Ball slips from his grasp, challenge comes in, but the referee is happy enough that that was just I suppose unfortunate on Conor Walker's part, but Naomh Bri are the team that can benefit out of this, because they've come down this left hand side with Oisin Brogan. He's been chased down by the Letterkenny Gaels defender Brian Diver. So Naomh Bri, Brogan there is helped out very, very well by Garage Gallagher. Challenge comes in from Diver. Gallagher, did he touch it on the ground? The referee says no, that's going to be actually a free in for Naomh Bri. Gallagher did well. They call him Gigi, Garage Gallagher. He's just outside the arc here as the ball's placed down by Darren Russell. And I think they're going to wait on Callum Gallagher to come forward perhaps to take this free, Maureen.
Now, this will really punish the Gaels here, because like it was Walker who lost the ball and an actual solo run on the other side of the field. I felt he should have shot when he had the range. He certainly had the range and that little bit of one behind him. He probably could have done more with that opportunity. And here we are on the other side of the field now with Naomh Bri having a chance to close the gap.
So again, Callum Gallagher, he's probably a player that takes the most time to take a free kick, but he's in no rush, and you can't fault him because he's so accurate. Here he is, deep breath, just has a little glance at the goals as Conor Walker stands the requisite distance back. Here comes Callum Gallagher, right-footed strike, good clean strike all the way up and over the crossbar. Well taken score from Callum Gallagher. That's a good point under pressure, Maureen, because it's an important stage of the game.
Yeah, apparently, Dermot, you can't rush perfection, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was a perfect strike, and then it ended up in a perfect score.
And remember, that's a 2-pointer. He was just outside the big arc, and that's a big score. Letterkenny Gaels, 4 goals and 5 points. That's 17 points. Naomh Bri, 15 points. They opened their account with a 2-pointer from Owen Rush a long time ago now, back in the second minute of this contest, and that's their second 2-pointer for them. So
yeah, against the breeze too. Like, I know it was a spot kick, like,
yeah.
but like, and obviously you're much more accurate from the ground, but you've got a better strike of the ball, perhaps. But still a 2-pointer against the breeze. We don't often see that.
Yeah, and they're strong down the middle, aren't they? Callum Gallagher's a very good centre half back. Where's number 6? But he gets involved in the midfield area in front of him, and then they have those two big boys, Garage Gallagher and Owen Rush. They have been a big presence in there.
They have.
And they will have a big influence on how this game ends up, because I'll tell you what, as we reach almost the midway point of the second half, this game is delicately poised, just the 2 points between them. Gaels leading by 4-5 to 15 points.
Yeah, you were just talking about down the middle, like Callum Gallagher's 3 points at centre half back. That's phenomenal, you know. And then the two big midfielders, Owen Rush has really capitalised this afternoon out there for them. So they're really playing well, and that's what you want your middlemen to do.
Yeah, and they go up again, and there's another fetch.
Yeah,
another fetch from Gallagher. Brilliant football. Here he comes. There are men running down either side of him, and he just about feeds it off to Darren Russell. Darren Russell coming back over to this side. He was thinking about taking a pass back from Callum Gallagher, but here comes the shot. It's Rush, is it? That's sent that one in, but not on this occasion. That one just drifts wide of the target. So
it's their second wide now this afternoon. But I felt he look, that was a pot shot, to be honest with you. He did have the range, but I don't know if it was the right choice, you know.
He had the range, but not the accuracy.
No.
As Mark Margie prepares to take the kick out for Letterkenny Gaels for the first time in a wee while, he decided to go short. That one didn't work out, and the Gaels need to be careful here, because Naomh Bri are in on goal. Here is Jack O'Hara. Shot comes in from O'Hara, up and over the bar. For a second or two, he was probably thinking about the back of the net on that occasion, but he takes the point. 17-16 is the score. Jack O'Hara opens his account.
And look, I thought Owen Quinn did really well there to tap down that there. He's seen Jack O'Hara coming, and look, definitely a goal opportunity, but they'll be happy enough for the point. 16
minutes played in the second half, just a point between them here at the Crossroads in Killygordon, as Mark Margie kicks long over to the left hand side on this occasion. And remember that score from Naomh Bri coming from the Gaels kick out, as the ball's played in again. Is that O'Hara again in room over on the right hand side? Young player O'Hara closed down by Niall Diver, and on this occasion Gaels have enough men back. Connor Brown and Niall Diver between them managed to sort that situation out. Here's Matthew Winters down the left hand side. Winters, once he gets going, he's lovely to watch, lovely style of a footballer. Here comes Jack Keys over halfway, feeds the ball off to Shea Doherty. Gaels hold on to the ball even though the pass wasn't great. Liam McAlary is there, and there is Shea Doherty again getting onto his right foot, feeds the ball off to Conor McBrearty. Naomh Bri obviously aware of Conor McBrearty's threat from even from out there. He's a long way from goal, but once he has the ball, there's always a wee bit of danger. Nice pass fed into Jack Keys. Can he make it count? And he just screws it wide of the target. He'll be disappointed with that, but that was good play from Letterkenny Gaels. Perhaps their best piece of football we've seen so far this afternoon. Really good play. It's just a pity that didn't end up on a score now. I suppose he's a right-footed player and he was on his right side, so he decided to had it straight on, but it went left of the right post on that occasion. But just bring ourselves back to this play. Jack O'Hara was on the ball up there. He looks quite young. He does. Doesn't he? And then he come up against the likes of Connor Brown there, and he was just thrown off the ball. Yeah, Niall Diver was there too. Anyway, Naomh Bri coming down there, left-hand side. Liam Duffy challenged by a combination of Brian Diver and Liam McAlary, but Naomh Bri have plenty of men there. Garage Gallagher is given the free because it's Jack Keys.
Bringing it up, this is the thing. This is the new rule, and that brings it into a scoreable position. You know.
What was the problem there, Maureen? Was it something that was said?
Listen, I think it was the foul on Gigi, as you says there, and then the push, and which I thought, like, Jack Keys, I don't know why he was standing in his way, you know, and then
yes, he didn't allow him to take the free.
Yeah.
So
Gallagher just pushed him back, but the referee had spotted the mishap, and that's just too easy a score there.
Yeah, an opportunity now for Naomh Bri to level matters up. This effort comes in from Owen Rush over the bar, so it's another free for the men from South Donegal from Ballantrae. Naomh Bri 17 points. Letterkenny Gaels 4 goals and 5 points. It's all square again.
Yeah, back to all square again. But really, look, I felt that the Gaels were a little bit undisciplined in that one. You know.
Yeah, no doubt about
sloppy, it. And that free that just cost them the lead. But they want to win this kick out now at least.
19 minutes played in the second half. Margie goes long with his free, but again, Naomh Bri are there. They probably won the vast majority of those kickouts as well. Never good to see your own kickouts being won by the opposition.
No.
Whatever about the opposition's kickouts, but Naomh Bri did well. Another man that's on is Kevin Timoney, so there's been a few changes in that Naomh Bri side. Timoney now tasked with marking the danger man Conor McBrearty. Naomh Bri over on the far side. The big men are still involved there. Garage Gallagher and Owen Rush and Callum Gallagher, as well, as the ball is fed over towards Donald Gallagher, who has had a good game as well. He's got Oisin Brogan outside him if he needs him. Owen Quinn is close at hand too, but instead he decides to go in towards his centre half back, Callum Gallagher. Naomh Bri again slow in their build up, just happy to hold on to possession. And we mentioned that the Donegal Senior Football Championship semi-finals are on this weekend too, of course. Later on this evening at O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny, we have Gweedore against St Michael's. That match throws in at 5 o'clock. And there's an intermediate championship relegation playoff taking place this afternoon. Cloughaneely against Narossa at the Banks. That match should be well into the second half there now. That at a 3 o'clock start. And by the way, that second semi-final at senior championship level is tomorrow afternoon. Neve Connell against Four Masters, a 4 o'clock start in O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. So 2 big championship semi-finals at senior level here in Donegal this weekend. And we have these 2 Junior A championship semi-finals as well. And this one here at the home of Red Hughes in Killygordon is all square as we head into the closing minutes of this tie. Letterkenny Gaels probably felt that they might have had a free in from a good position, but the referee said that they had the ball, so he let play continue. It was a challenge kind of off the ball. I think it might have been Ronan Freehan who was pulled down, but anyway, here's Conor Walker and Brian Diver combining. Conor Walker now this time has a go on goal. Maureen, this occasion, and perhaps he was listening to you. I think that's far enough out to be a 2-pointer as well. We'll see what the referee says. No, it's just a single pointer, but a good score.
A great score, hey. And listen, Conor Walker was just up in front of us here, and he was in and around the area where the ball was turned over by Letterkenny Gaels, and a good passage of play to get up there. Stephen McGourty or McBrearty on the ball, big Conor McBrearty, and then they worked it in and got Conor Walker on the ball and on his left foot. It was a beautiful score.
It certainly was. Ronan Freehan goes up with fisted, got a hand to it, and that perhaps might be enough to help his teammate get there. It's Niall Diver. Just lays the ball off to his brother Brian. So Letterkenny Gaels come down the right hand side. Brian Diver just loses his footing, but he's helped out by Ronan Freehan, and he's dragged down. I'll tell you what, Gaels still have the ball. They put the ball over the bar through Shea Doherty, and that was all happening while Brian Diver was having a talk with the referee. Obviously not happy with the way that Naomh Bri decided to take Ronan Freehan out of that attack there, Maureen, and the suggestion is that it's just a cynical tackle to take the danger man out of it, but anyway, Gaels were still able to make something of it.
Yeah, they were, and listen, the referee was on top of it as well because he had his hand up for advantage, so they were going to get the free one way or the other. But yeah, cynical free, they could have got a black card even for that.
They could have, but then again, it's semi-finals day, and all these challenges matter. All these challenges matter because this one is still very much in the melting pot. Gaels 4 goals and 7 points. That's 19 points. Naomh Bri 17 points, and time is ticking on here in the second half. We've played 23 minutes here. Remember, the reserve match before it went to extra time and penalties. Naomh Bri against St Mary's of Convoy, as Naomh Bri bear down on goal chance for them, and they've finished it well. It's a good goal from Naomh Bri, and that's another big score. And again, it's Owen Rush as the man who finished it to the back of the net, well laid off. And as the goalkeeper Mark Margie came out to close the angle, Maureen, Rush just neatly tucked it into the bottom corner, and it's Naomh Bri who regained the lead. It's Naomh Bri 1 goal and 17 points. That's 20 points to Gaels' 4-7. That's 19. Another situation where there's just a point in it.
And like, who would be in the end? It only Owen Rush. But like, look, it's an interesting move from Naomh Bri that I picked up on, is that big man in midfield, Garage Gallagher, Gigi, he moved into full forward. That ball was played into him. He's well used to Owen Rush coming off his
goal chance at the other end, and it's in from Conor McBrearty.
Here we go.
A goal chance at the other end. It was freeing down the right hand side. He's the man that made the move that led to that goal. Brilliant piece of play from Ronan Freehan. He fisted it, or he sent it across the face of goal. There were a couple of challenges with them. Now it's getting a wee bit messy here. There's a bit of off the ball stuff going on, and there's no need for that, because let's hope this doesn't spoil what's been a hugely enjoyable contest. But Gaels responding with a goal, the perfect response, Maureen, to that goal from Owen Rush.
I didn't even see it going up the field like that. It went up, like, obviously Gaels won their kick out straight in, but look, the danger man on that other end is Conor McBrearty. He's having a phenomenal game for the Gaels this afternoon. He's really keeping them in it. What has he got? Three goals. He's got 3 goals, 3-2 now at this stage, which is, he had them 2 fabulous frees as well. And as I say, very influential, and he's definitely the danger man from Gaels, whereas I would say Owen Rush is the danger man for Naomh Bri, but cancelled that out beautifully, and it keeps it a very close game for us, isn't it?
Yeah, there was something happened off the ball there, and listen, you're trying to watch everything that's going on, but the referee is going to have to deal with it. He's called Callum Gallagher in for a few words, and it's a red card to Callum Gallagher, and that's disappointing because Callum Gallagher's been one of the best players on the pitch today, but you would like to think that, you know, a player like of his experience would be able to hold his discipline, but something obviously happened, Maureen. He's been shown a straight red card, and that's a blow to Naomh Bri. They trail in this game by 2 points, 5-7 to 117, but they could have been doing with a player of his experience and quality for these closing stages.
Oh yeah, it's really disappointing. And look, I don't know what happened. I didn't see it off the ball, but like, to be honest with you, if Naomh Bri were to progress, that's when it really will hit them hard.
Yes, yeah, exactly. 2 points in it, 5-7 to 117. That's 22 plays 20. Naomh Bri significantly are down to just the 14 men because they've lost their experienced player who plays at centre half back, but he's been so influential in this game. We've reached 26 minutes of the second half. Naomh Bri go in search of a response to those couple of big moments in the game. The goal from Conor McBrearty and the red card for Gallagher. It's going to be a free in for a foul on Darren Russell. He goes himself and feeds the ball out to this near side to Jack O'Hara off the right foot. Jack O'Hara, and that one is going to go wide. Good hard work from Darren Hunter, who forced Jack O'Hara into the effort on goal, and O'Hara wasn't able to make it count.
Yeah, listen, Gaels are certainly a lot more livelier in here, I feel, in defensive in the second half, which is good. He forced Jack O'Hara to take that shot. I think I felt it was a wee bit out of his depth now, to be honest there, but picked up their third wide.
Naomh Bri win the ball again from the Letterkenny Gaels kick out, and it's going to be a free in to the Ballantrae men. They come forward in the form of Garage Gallagher. Big strong number 8, there he comes, and there's the shot, and that's at the post. Unfortunately for Gallagher, just pulled it a wee bit to the left. The challenge went in from Niall Diver. The referee says it's okay. Obviously Darren Russell wasn't too happy with it, but Niall Diver was given the benefit of the doubt by the referee, Conor Walker. Gaels look to be in good shape here, Maureen. Some of their players are very fit. They're still have got a bit of pace about them, and even though we're in the dying minutes of this contest, what is there, 2 or 3 minutes of normal time left to play, and Gaels, importantly for them, they have the ball and they have the lead. They lead by 2 points, 22 points to 20.
Yes, they're certainly looking a lot livelier. And look, maybe that's because it took them a wee while to get into it. You know, they had that gap. off a week and rest, and we talked about the damage that might do to that team as well. You know, maybe you're better off playing, but they're certainly coming to the fore here now.
Liam McAlary is challenged by Owen Rush, big strong man Owen Rush, and McAlary is knocked to the ground, but he's helped out by his teammate down there, and Gaels come forward. Ball played into the danger area. Can they make something of it? Shot comes in. It's bottled up. It was Jack Keys who had the effort, but Naomh Bri threw themselves in front of that effort from Jack Keys. He might have been better served, maybe just taking his point, fisting it over the bar, but he went for goal. And Naomh Bri, well, Gaels have already got 5 goals, so you can understand why they might think there could be another one going for them. Anyway, that's good play from Oisín Brogan. He did ever so well. He made great ground. His pass isn't the best, but they should be okay. Owen Quinn just about manages to keep it in. So we're into the last 90 seconds of the hour of normal time. So there will be a wee bit of injury time, I would imagine, at the end of this. There have been a few situations where the physios have had to come on. Ball played into the danger area. Margie goes for it, but it's into the back of the net from Garrod Gallagher. And I'll tell you what, he's celebrating another goal. That's a brilliant, brilliant piece of play from Gallagher. One of those high-dropping balls into the danger area, Maureen. And all of a sudden, the lead changes hands again. It's 2-17 to Naomh Bri. Letterkenny Gaels, 5 goals and 7 points. That is 23 plays 22.
Yeah, what a piece of play. But look, who was the man on the end that delivered the ball in? Only Owen Rush. What a phenomenal ball into the square. And that has been a real game changer, having Garrod Gallagher in there on the edge of the square. He's been very dominant force for Naomh Bri, who are down to 14 men, never give up attitude. That's a real punisher there, just to put them a point ahead. You said 90 seconds, I make it less now. Whatever about the injury time.
Gaels will be happy they managed to retain possession from their kick out on this occasion. It's Aaron Boner coming forward, the substitutes on. Ronan Freehan has the ball. Can he work himself an open? And he's into the danger area. The ball's fed off to Liam Doherty. Shot came in off the post, and Naomh Bri managed to survive, and they come away with the ball. So I'm not too sure, are we going to see how many minutes of injury time are going to be played at the end of this game? We've reached the 30-minute mark, definitely, yeah. So we're in injury time. The Naomh Bri have the ball. They're playing with a man less following that red card earlier on to Callum Gallagher, but they've got the ball, and they are where they want to be. They're in the lead, of course, as big Connor Brown. He won it initially, he lost it then. He's helped out by Darren Hunter. So Gaels come forward again in search of a score that would bring them level. They trail by a point. We're in injury time at the end of this Junior A semi-final. Here's Conor McBurty. He's a long, long way from goal. So no danger there as far as Naomh Bri are concerned. That's a tackle that goes in that the referee decides warrants a free in to Letterkenny Gaels.
This is a big kick now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's 2-17 to Naomh Bri, Letterkenny Gaels. 5 goals and 7 points. Ball played to Keys. Here is Brian Diver trying to get himself in on goal, and he's in close enough to fist it over the bar for the equalising score from Brian Diver. And that's just what I was suggesting earlier on, Maureen. Sometimes you just have to make the right decision, make the right choice when you're deciding what to do when you're in front of goal, and Diver did the right thing that time.
He definitely did, but look, Conor McBurty passed that ball as well. It was also a free opportunity as well. So what do? Do you go for the free, or do you put it into play? And he put it into play, and like Brian Diver did very well to make a good decision there to put it over the bar.
Liam Duffy and Damien Cleary do well on their own kick out on that occasion. Here comes Cleary, goes past his man, just feeds the ball off to Callum McCafferty, one of the Naomh Bri subs in the second half. A few changes over there, but we're in injury time, and as I say, we don't really know how many minutes of injury time are going to be played, because there's no scoreboard here or indeed perhaps a fourth official to show us what's going to be played. But anyway, as it stands on my watch, we've played 32 minutes in the second half. Naomh Bri have the ball. The sides are level. It's 2-17 to Naomh Bri. 5 goals, 8 points to Letterkenny Gaels. Here's Gary McCafferty. Fancies his chances. This one is going to drift wide of the target. And McCafferty just shakes his head and walks back out to take his position. And Letterkenny Gaels have a kick out. The question is, how much longer is this match referee James Callahan going to play at the end of what's been a topsy-turvy affair? Has gone one way, gone the other. It looked to be heading the way of Letterkenny Gaels for so long until that goal from Garrod Gallagher the big goal right in the closing minutes, Maureen. And we've had situations here in the championship at all levels this year where late scores have decided contests. Can Gaels
See another one.
work on opening for the winner? The shot comes in and that's saved by the goalkeeper, Stephen Doherty. The referee gives a free out. Perhaps again there was a point on there had he gone for it.
Listen, again, you talk about choices. Maybe he should have went for it. He saw the man inside. It didn't work out, and they would have probably a kick out here, and they would have been up.
Yeah, I think that was Jerry McCahill on that occasion who decided to pick his man out instead of going for a score himself. I think he was capable of taking the point had he gone for it. Anyway, it's Owen Quinn who has the ball over on the far side. Gaels have won it. Can they do something with it? Ball fed in. Well, they don't have time because the referee blows up for full time, and Conor McBrearty was the man who had the ball. He was just thinking about trying to work another attack. But what it means is that the sides are level. We're going to have injury time. Another situation. This is the second game in a row here this afternoon because the reserve match before it between Naomh Bri and St Mary's of Convoy went that way. There'll be 2 periods of 10 minutes each way, Maureen, for extra time, and a chance for both teams to get some refreshments on, to get a bit of a breather, because that was some second half. Yeah,
it was tough. Look, it was end-to-end stuff, to be fair. From the minute the referee threw the ball up at half-time, Letterkenny Gaels have felt dominated a lot of that, but look, fair dues, the Naomh Bri have been out on their feet. They're down to 14 players and they're still hanging on in there, and like that quality goal there at the end just kept them in it. But there's been some super goals at the hands of Conor McBrearty this afternoon as well for Gaels, and I feel that influential player on the other hand, Garage Gallagher and Owen Rush, both playing at the middle of the field, but both on the end of some great scoring out there this afternoon. It's been a real spectacle here, and unfortunately there wasn't a winner at the end of that, but listen, we'll see now. We're going to go into, and this is where the fitness matters.
This is exactly, and this is where squad depth matters, and players coming off the bench and managers making the right calls as well. Maureen, these sides were level at half time. 11 points Naomh Bri, Letterkenny Gaels 3-2. I have to say, for much of that second half, I thought Letterkenny Gaels were the team that were looking the more likely, and even with the sending off from Callum Gallagher showing a red card by the referee in the closing stages, I thought that was even a big moment, that it was going to even help Letterkenny Gaels to go on and win this game. But they finished level at the end of normal time, even though they were level at half time. They're not too sure what's going on down there. Letterkenny Gaels are asking the referee something, Maureen.
Could be, I don't know, probably how long, I suppose. Look, all you are as a player at this stage, you're like, how long do we have to do here? And this is going to be difficult, especially for Naomh Bri, because they're down to 14.
Are they questioning the scoreboard? Do you think, Maureen? I think Eddie Glacken, the Letterkenny Gaels manager,
I'm not sure,
is pointing something out to the referee, and he's pointing to the scoreboard. He's having a chat, actually. It's Gary McCafferty, the Naomh Bri player, that's out there as well. I'm not too sure. Is there a wee bit of uncertainty about the scoring? But judging by the body language, the way Letterkenny Gaels are going down over to kind of get into a group huddle over on the far side, I think we're going to have extra time.
Listen, I don't know if there's any question about the score. You and I both have the score here, and the scoreboard reads the same. Which means, I don't know. I don't think we missed one, or there was any question about one, or was there a question about a 2-pointer? Well,
listen, the free, there was a free over here that I thought might have been a 2-pointer. Was that in the first half from Conor? Was it Conor Walker? I need to go back.
Was that in the second half here? No, in front of us from Naomh Bri? No.
Perhaps it was.
Was that Callum Gallagher's 2-pointer there on the 13-minute mark, when they had 15 scores maybe on the board
you could be right. There was that. Listen, it was one of those ones. We're keeping notes. We're doing our best. But I think what's going to happen, I think we're going to have extra time. The way the two teams are set up over in their respective huddles, the referee and his assistants are out on the centre of the pitch. So I think it's as what we have it as well, Maureen. It's level at the end of normal time, at the end of full time. So we're going to have extra time, and this one is not done just yet.
No, absolutely not. And look, if it's anything to go by, the first the first half and the second half of the game here, we're in for probably a tight enough battle where they're chipping away at one another now, and goal seems to be a real feature as well for this game. Look, I feel Naomh Bri's going to do what they can to pick up Conor McBurty, because he really is a goal threat on there. Their kickouts as well. I think Letterkenny Gaels really need to get a handler in the kickouts at critical times as well, because Naomh Bri's the ability to, with them two big men in midfield, to pick up the ball, and they've been relatively good under the break as well. Look, Naomh Bri, they're going out here at a disadvantage because they're down probably one player, and that, I think that's what is going to hurt them the most now when they come out here. I've never seen a game where teams have gone down to 14 players, where the team with 14 players haven't survived and maybe haven't come off with a one. It's the strangest phenomenon.
And they can go back to 15 now that it's extra time.
Oh, there we go. Can they? Oh, right, okay. Yeah. They won't be coming out at an advantage then. Yeah. I correct myself on that one, but
you're right. Listen, they had to finish the game with 14 men more in, but you wouldn't have thought that they had a man less, because they played with energy, they played with determination and with courage, because they took on some big scores. And that goal right at the end from Garage Gallagher, brilliant effort, because he had to rise high above the out-rushing goalkeeper Mark Margie, but he was able to just clip the ball into the back of the net. So yeah, big score. There were some big moments, some big talking points in that game. Listen, we've been keeping our notes here in front of us, but you're trying to watch the action, take notes as well at the same time. And there was so many scores. Credit to Naomh Bri. They kicked some fantastic scores. The Gaels got the goals. Naomh Bri got the points, and a succession of wonderful points in either half. Sides are level at the end, and now we're set up for extra time. And there's the one now is, how do you call a winner at this stage, Maureen?
No, it's difficult, because you got two very evenly matched teams out there, defensively and attack as well. Look, obviously very disappointing from an Naomh Bri perspective to have lost Callum Gallagher. He was having a serious game there in centre half back, and he had a huge influence on the play. Himself, Garage Gallagher and Owen Rush linking up very, very well, as well. So look, it'll be interesting to see where Garage Gallagher will line out here now. Will he go back into full forward? He's been very influential in there as well, and they can pick him out. They really have height in the middle of the field. As I say, they've won some lovely balls and lovely kickouts as well, and not bad under the breaking ball. But look, Gaels, I have to say, I was impressed by their second half performance. They really went at Naomh Bri, and they come away with a trailer of score, a truckload of score. But Naomh Bri dug deep there when they were down. In a critical moment, they got the ball in, as I say, and got that goal.
Yeah, and you can enjoy plenty more action this weekend on Donegal JATV, brought to you in association with Stream Sports. There's the two senior championship semi-finals, perhaps taking centre stage this weekend. Guidor against St Michael's this evening at O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. The crowd will be gathering for that one, no doubt. Any hopes that we had, Maureen, of maybe getting back to Letterkenny to see that one? We may as well park that up for now, anyway, because that one throws in at 5 o'clock. It's now 4:30. Remember, this game was late in starting here today, half an hour after the intended throw-in time, because the reserve fixture before this went all the way to extra time and penalties. So this game didn't start until 3 o'clock, so that's why we're running behind schedule. So the senior semi-final in O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny is at 5 o'clock. We do against St Michael's. Tomorrow evening's semi-final is at 4 o'clock. Neve Connell against Four Masters. Maureen, I'll tell you what, you've watched a lot of the action at senior championship level. You saw Four Masters down against Dunlow, didn't you, down in Ross's Park, and that one ended in a draw, and I'm not too sure, would you have predicted Four Masters to come through their quarter-final last weekend so comfortably in the end, Maureen? Although I think it was pretty close right up until the closing stages.
Yeah, listen, there's been a lot of talk about Four Masters and how good they are over the years. Like, obviously their winning form from years ago at underage level is starting, to cultivate now within that team, and you can see them coming forward, like the likes of Turlough and Sennincar are just on fire at the minute, and the game really suits them because they have a lot of players on the ball, and they have a range of players that can score as well, and they're actually very good on the turn. They're young, they're fast, they're lively as well, so it's actually great to see them in there competing at that level. So look, it's going to be a great game.
And do they have the experience, the quality? I'm no doubt in their quality, but do they have the experience more? And that's what people are saying. A young team, but can they go all the way this year? They've got Neve Connell now on Sunday, who know how to win semi-finals.
Yeah, look, Naomh Connell, they don't lie down and they never panic. Then that's the experience that's in them. I've seen them this year come from, like Termon led the whole game, and Naomh Connell had 2 massive bursts of play, one before half time when they narrowed the gap from 9 points to 5, and then at the very end, and then of course Van Barroti on the ball at the end to just close it out. Like, they know how to close out a game like that as well, and they're just steady throughout the whole game, turning over the ball, good passages of play. They have that element of experience that Four Masters don't have. I feel like Four Masters are there and, you know, fully deserving to be there, but are they a championship winning team at this stage? It remains to be seen. Naomh Connell will be hard to beat, but and the other thing, on the other side of it, will Naomh Connell be able to stand up to the pace of Four Masters and their scoring ability as well? So look,
yeah. Well, of course, Termon is your club, Maureen, and I don't think too many people predicted that they would get to a quarter final. Never mind be so close to winning a quarter final and beating Naomh Connell. They've already beaten St Eunan's this season in the championship. They'll be so disappointed at the way things ended up last weekend, Maureen. But I'm sure they can take huge encouragement out of all that's happened this year.
Yeah, massive learning from the whole thing, you know. And you're not going to get any better lessons than you will in a senior championship, right in the depth of it. Like, and look, they just weren't able to finish the game out. Look, but huge credit to the Termon guys, the Termon management, and the Termon team. Like, look, obviously they won the Division 1 this year, and probably a talking point is that they've been together as a team all year. No county players filtering in and out of their panel as well. Like, yeah. And that, I think that a team can gain massive momentum from that as well. Like, you know, look, when you look at the likes of Glen Swoley performed pretty poorly this year. Like, you know, and you know, if you had said to somebody at the beginning how well Glen Swoley were going to get on, they'd probably say they're good contenders as well. And even the likes of Eunan's, like, their county players was coming in and out, but I just felt that their county players didn't contribute. They had a massive year, their county players at county. That training is sore in the body. Then to come and play a highly competitive club championship, it's tough.
Maureen, you're spot on the money, because that point has been made as well. The fact that clubs have actually not really benefited from their county players in this year's championship, because so many of them picked up injuries, picked up knocks during that All-Ireland campaign.
Yeah, it's hard in the body. Like, they're out there, they're going all year. Like, they're probably going to be going back into training now anytime soon.
Yep. No Michael Murphy, no Kieran Thompson, Oisin Gallen picked up problems. No Kieran Thompson for Naomh Connell. You know, the list goes on and on. Sean Patton for St Eunan's, Niall O'Donnell for St Eunan's.
Yeah, huge injuries. Like, and like, it's no wonder, because it's just hard. It's too hard to sustain. It's too difficult to sustain all year round, like, because the levels are high. But then again, like, the spectators are at such a disadvantage, because they do come out and they love to see the county players in with their clubs, and every club likes to see their county players. Look, Carndonagh are probably favourites to win this competition, because look, Conor Donald's there and he's still featuring, and there doesn't seem to be any injuries at the minute. Like, so he'll be a massive boost to Carndonagh on the other side of this now today as they play Convoy.
So we're almost ready to get back up and running here for this semi-final, for extra time. We're going to have 2 periods of 10 minutes each way. And Naomh Bri against Letterkenny Gaels. Letterkenny Gaels will attack the goals away to our left as we look down from the club room area here at the home of Red Hughes GAA Club. And we've got the tea as well, Maureen, during that break there, so we're always well looked after over here.
You need the fuel for the kind of work we're at.
Exactly, so we're up and running. Letterkenny Gaels have the ball as they try to work the first attack of the first period of extra time. Coming down this left hand side, it's Aaron Boner, who came on as a second half sub. That's Ronan Frean. Interestingly, Ronan Frean playing over here at the Crossroads in Killigordon. This is the home of Red Hughes GAA Club, and that's Ronan Frean's. The family would come from this area. His mum is a member of the Carlin family. Great footballing tradition. Of course, Marty Carlin, one of the greats of Donegal GAA. One of my heroes when I was a young fella watching Donegal matches. Marty Carlin, such a talented player. That's Ronan Frean's uncle, and here is Ronan Frean off the left foot. Is that one going to go over? No, it just drifts right of the posts, but the referee, is he going to bring it back for a free? He is, so it was almost a free effort on goal for Ronan Frean, and Gaels will have a free from just inside the big arc, and a chance for them to open their account in extra time. It's all square here. 5-8 for Letterkenny Gaels. That's 23 points to Naomh Bri's 2 goals and 17 points.
Massive scoring, isn't it, for a semi-final game as well?
Yeah, and a junior A semi-final at that. The accuracy in front of goal has been so impressive. Here is Conor McBrearty. He's going to kick this one from the hands, Maureen, into the wind. It's not an easy kick. And again, it's off the post, and the fist comes in. It's over the bar. That's a good reaction from the Gaels man in there, just to help that one over the bar. It's Shea Doherty who got it, and you always have to be on your toes, haven't you? When a ball's coming in like that, you can be tempted to maybe just take your mind off things when a player's preparing to take a free. But Shea Doherty was the man that was concentrating, and he reacted, and he helps his team back into the lead.
Yeah, and look, anything can happen as well when the ball comes off the post. You have to be very reactive in those situations, and that Shea Doherty picking up another score for Gaels to make it 5-9 and make that 1-2 he has this afternoon.
There you go. Here come Naomh Bri. The challenge comes in. Is that going to be a free? The referee says no, it's okay. Play on. Play continues. Naomh Bri have the ball. It's Owen Rush. This time there is going to be a free, and it's gone the way of...
I think it's Naomh Bri to have it in a push on Owen Rush.
The referee's pointing the other way, but he's given the free to Naomh Bri. Fairness to the referee, I'm not being one bit critical of him because I've been so impressed by him here this afternoon. He's been good. James Callaghan. This one's going to be taken from the ground. It's Owen Rush that's going to take this one. We've seen him take so many frees here this afternoon. He's a good player, Owen Rush. Really impressed with himself and Garage Gallagher at midfield. 2 big, strong, strapping midfielders. And he's going to kick this one from just inside the arc. Owen Rush, where's number 9? The wind's blowing. It's just kind of... Well, this one isn't a great strike. And that's one of the Gaels subs that's in there. That looks like Ray Quinn, who blocked that one. Ray Quinn, part of the Junior A Championship winning team for Letterkenny Gaels from a few seasons ago, back in 2022. Hasn't really been featuring all that much this season, but he's in there now for this first period of extra time as Liam McAlary comes over the Naomh Bri 45. He's got Walker outside him. He has Brian Diver inside. Walker, though, takes the pass back, and he comes across the middle. Gaels in no real rush. Conor McBrearty shows himself. He needs to get there. He does. He's faced off by Garage Gallagher. McBrearty, though, just thinking about having an effort on goal. Here it comes. Not the best shot from Conor McBrearty. It's a Gary Owen almost dropping in around the end line. Gaels managed to win the ball back. I think it's going to just drift over the end line for what should be a kick out. It's a wide ball, so it's a dead ball, and it's going to be a kick out to Naomh Bri's goalkeeper Stephen Doherty. On that occasion, Conor McBrearty, we don't say it too often, but didn't really work out from on that occasion, Maureen.
Just a bit of a pop shot there now, to be honest, and they probably needed that score as well. But no, very unlike him. But I've noticed that Owen Rush has picked up some sort of injury. I see him here making a run, but he is carrying that leg, and that would be a massive blow to Naomh Bri if he goes off the field.
Darren Russell took the pass, left-footed. Darren Russell equalising score from Naomh Bri. All too easy, really, for the Naomh Bri centre-half forward. It was a good kick-out from Stephen Doherty, credit to him. He picked out his man, Donald Gallagher, on this near side. Just about got it over the head of Darren Hunter, the retreating Darren Hunter, and then the ball was eventually fed towards Darren Russell, left foot, over the bar, over the black spot, in fact. Good score. Yeah,
great score. And look, we haven't probably mentioned them enough, but Darren Russell has also been very influential at centre half forward there. He's been on a lot of ball, and he seems to be the link up player as well, and a beautifully struck over the bar. I make that 4 that he has this afternoon as well.
So Gaels will come forward themselves. Aaron Boner has seen a fair wee bit of the ball since he has come on. That's Ronan Freehan now over on the right hand side. Spent his summer over in the States playing his football, so didn't really feature for Letterkenny Gaels until the latter end of this championship, but he's back and he's involved, and he feeds the ball in towards Brian Diver. Fisted pointed effort from Brian Diver. Good score from a player who was on the score sheet in normal time as well. That's another important score, and Gaels keep the scoreboard ticking over, Maureen.
Yeah, Brian Diver, a good score on that occasion. Look, they worked it really well up the field, and look, this is starting off very much the same as the start of the second half, and the fact that they're just chipping away at points each other. Each other. And look, again, that goal threat hasn't gone away in Conor McBrearty. Garage Gallagher, on the other hand, for Naomh Bri, is out round the middle of the field doing a bit of work, because Owen Rush seems to be in as well.
I'll tell you what, Maureen, that's a good spot on Owen Rush. He's gone off over on the far side. You saw it. He definitely is clearly in a bit of bother over there, and he's gone over, and he has made his way off over the far side. So there's a substitute on. Gaels have won the kick out. They've turned the ball over, and they're coming down here with Liam McAlary. And here's Ronan Frean again now. It's interesting, and it's possibly significant that Frean is seeing a lot more of the ball certainly in the second half and in this first period of extra time. Darren Hunter, good player. Darren Hunter, experienced campaigner, works ever so hard. You know what? He's one of those players that goes down and works away himself down at the Gaels pitch, Park na Neil. Whenever he gets the chance, he works ever so hard on his fitness, and he's playing well here this afternoon. Feeds the ball over on the far side to Brian Diver, a member of the Letterkenny Gaels hurling team, by the way, who enjoyed championship success a few weeks ago. The two brothers, Niall and Brian Diver, involved in that side. They beat Burt in a junior championship final at O'Donnell Park to win their first ever title for the hurlers, so that was a big day for the club. Here's Conor McBrearty. This fisted effort over the bar. He puts his fist up to celebrate. He's happy with that. And Gaels, all of a sudden, Maureen, they're just beginning to stamp their authority in this game. They now lead by 5-11 to 2-18. So that's
2 points,
26 points to 24. I know it's only 2 points, Maureen, but it's very clear that Gaels do look to be the better side at this stage.
They do. I suppose they haven't lost any of their big men as well. Like, you have to understand, like, Callum Gallagher is off the field for Naomh Bri, and you know they've lacked that since he went off the field, and then Owen Rushay leaving the field as well. So
no doubt about it.
they
And
have
Gaels,
him out,
they went and win possession back, and Ray Quinn is over on the far side. That's Ronan Frean again. We've seen it a few times now. Frean, it's a lovely pass. Did it get there? It doesn't. Good piece of defensive play from Donald Gallagher, although the linesman indicates that it's going to be a Gaels ball over on the far side. Frean will take it. He's got Jack Keys making a run inside. Frean decides to go in towards Shea Doherty. Doesn't get there. Naomh Bri have plenty of men back. That's not the greatest kick out from Naomh Bri. They lose possession again. Jeremy McCall it is, who is quick to snap things up. It was a pass that was intended, I think, for Liam Duffy. It didn't get there. Can Gaels work themselves an open? And good play from Shea Doherty. Just feeds the ball out towards Brian Diver. He's already got himself a couple of points in this semi-final. It's a semi-final that has gone to extra time. Calling a winner is going to be difficult. Gaels are leading by 5-11 to 2-18. That's 26 points. Plays 24 points.
They look more comfortable as well, like on the ball. They're just not as stressed out. They're just very much more settled on the ball at this stage.
Aaron Boner and McAlary combining. Shea Doherty, one of the goal scorers. Conor McBrearty, he's got 3 goals. One of them a penalty. What a pass from Conor McBrearty. That opens up this attack. Here's Walker, feeds the ball out to Diver on the far side. Can he make something of it? Diver, hand pass towards goal, but it doesn't reach there. There's a goal opportunity. I'll tell you what, how did Naomh Bri manage to keep that one out? They did. I think Diver's
clearly off the line, just about high.
Yeah, Diver's effort on goal dropped short. The goalkeeper managed to deal with it eventually, and they managed to come away with the ball. Darren Russell it is over on the far side. That perhaps could be a big moment. Had Gaels got a goal there, they would have stretched their lead out to 5 points. As it is, it remains a 2-point game. Gaels in front, 5-11 to 2-18. We've played in this first period of extra time 9 minutes 45 seconds, so I would imagine this could well be the final play of this first period of extra time. It's Patrick Gormley. Does well to go past Liam McAlary, who's working hard to get back at Gormley, but Gormley still has the ball, and the referee says no. He overcarried, and the referee is going to say that's a free kick. A free kick to Letterkenny Gaels. They're trying to get the ball back off McAlary.
He's still on the ground.
I think he took a bit of a knock there, in fairness to him. He's up. He's okay. Just was wondering there if he was slow to give the ball back, Maureen. Isn't that an indiscretion that's penalised as well by bringing the ball forward?
That is, absolutely. But hey, listen, as you say, the referee's having a good game here. He has it under control. Yeah.
McAlary down this left-hand side. That's good pace from McAlary. Conor McBrearty gets the ball into his mid-drift and feeds it off to Ronan Frean. Frean goes past his man. Good defending from Donald Gallagher. Donald Gallagher eventually. Frean, I'll tell you what, he's taking a knock there, and the referee says that's okay. One of those ones where Frayne was crowded out. That's the last action of that first period of extra time, but Gaels unable to engineer an effort on goal thanks to the hard work and defensive Naomh Bri, particularly Donal Gallagher. Anyway, that was the last action. Minute just of injury time at the end of the first period. Gaels, though, enjoying the better of things in that 10 minutes, Maureen, and they lead by 2 points, 5-11 to 2-18.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, they've scored the 3 points here to one point that Naomh Bri has scored as well. Like, and look, at this stage, you have to look at with these games the factors that come into play that have an influence on a one as well. Like, form on the day, you couldn't fault both teams here for coming out, and they've both had great form on the day. Injuries, I suppose, play a part now. We've seen Owen Rush leave the field to play, but you know what? Letterkenny Gaels had that week of a break. That's standing to them out there now. Yeah. They look the fatter team out there now. Naomh Bri look to be digging deep, but of course they've lost big men as well out there. And Letterkenny Gaels have sort of broke their momentum slightly as well. They've got back into their rhythm of playing, and they dominated that half for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now in the second half of this. Will Naomh Bri have enough to come off the bench maybe to add there? But they look tired.
They do look tired, and the loss of Owen Rush is a big blow. Of course, they had Callum Gallagher sent off as well in normal time, a straight red card for an indiscretion off the ball. And those points in the first period of extra time from Shay Doherty, from Brian Diver and from Conor McBurty. The only response that Naomh Bri managed in that first half was a point from Darren Russell, a good point from Darren Russell, but perhaps another point or two would have done them no harm, because they trail at half time in extra time by 2 points, 5-11 to 2-18, Maureen. And as we all take another bit of a breather, at this stage Gaels are leading. Never mind the fact that they're 2 points in front, they just look to be the better side at this stage.
They do, and like, that goal threat hasn't gone away through Conor McBurty, and they got in there as well on the hands of ever, and nearly ended up in the back of the net as well. Only the full-back Damien Clearly just got it off the line, lucky enough, but I felt that would have been dead and buried from Naomh Bri if that goal had went in, could have stretched their lead out, as you say, to 5 points. And look, Gaels are capable of scoring the goals. On the other end, Naomh Bri haven't looked as lively as they are, and look, that player Owen Rush has gone off the field. He's been their scorer throughout. He picked up 1-7 throughout the whole match, and I just feel like, they just haven't been performing as well without those key players. And you take your backbone out of the team, you take your middle men out, and it has a huge effect on them.
It certainly does. Just looking here at some latest scores that we have. Well, the only one that I can bring you is a result from the Senior Football Championship relegation playoff played earlier today at Tyrconnell Park, and it ended in victory for Arua Ballyshannon over St Noel's. Arua Ballyshannon 2 goals and 17 points. St Noel's 1 goal and 8 points. So that's a good result for the club from Ballyshannon. Try and get you some updates on what's happening elsewhere. Remember that semi-final in O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny should be getting underway very, very soon. That's Squidor against St Michael's, and there will be coverage on Donegal JAFC with that one as well. I know Oisin Kelly is going to be on commentary with Brendan Devaney at O'Donnell Park, and plenty of people looking forward to what promises to be a fascinating semi-final between two evenly matched teams. We've got that Intermediate Championship relegation playoff as well at Cloughaneely against Narossa. We'll try and see if we can get you a latest score on that one, or perhaps even a result at this stage. But no full-time score up yet on the social media that I'm trying to follow here. But we'll see if we can get some news on that as the teams come out here for the second half of this Junior A Championship semi-final. Second half of extra time, of course. And what way does it stand? Gaels are leading by 2 points at this stage. And tell you what, the other thing as well, Maureen, is the fact that these two teams have been through a fairly difficult battle here. There'll be tired legs out there, tired minds as well. It's a case of fitness and match preparation coming into focus here.
Definitely, and look, if I was Glack and the manager over there for Letterkenny Gaels, I'd be saying, come out, get possession and hold on to it here, because they're in the lead, and all you have to do is get up for an attacking part of play. Like 10 minutes isn't a long time to run down You know, like in the, I just feel hold on to the ball. Possession's key here now. Naomh Bri, on the other hand, look, they have a gap to close. They're trailing, and they'll be looking to try and get a few scores on the board. They're missing key men, obviously, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we're up and running again, so we're underway for the second half, the second period of extra time. Naomh Bri coming forward, having won the throw-in. There's a good piece of defending. Challenge went in from Garage Gallagher on Brian Diver, who took a bit of a blow there. And I'll tell you what, you almost think he knew he was going to take a hit, because Garage Gallagher's a big, strong man, and he was coming at pace. But Diver, fair play to him, stood up strong, although he's going to need a bit of treatment, and perhaps Garage Gallagher is as well. But it's going to be a free out to Letterkenny Gaels. And seconds in, we've got the first stoppage.
And look, that's the kind of sacrifices you make. And as I say, we talked about this in the first half. When you run at defender, it's very, very difficult. And sometimes you get a call for obstruction, you know, or for charging.
Yeah.
But if you stand in the play and make yourself, what's breaking the momentum? That's what you need to do.
So Gaels go short with this free, and it's Darren Hunter who's taking charge of things back there as the Letterkenny Gaels physio. Monica O'Connor makes her way off the pitch, and Conor Walker will come forward with the ball. Naomh Bri working hard to try and win possession back. Conor Brown holds onto the ball. It's Ray Quinn there, helped out by Darren Hunter. Walker, Robinson, he's got a man outside. Good play from Robinson, and he feeds the ball over to Liam McAlarry, and all of a sudden there's space for McAlarry and for Ronan Freehan out there to come forward down the right hand side. Despite the best efforts of Jack O'Hara to get back, Freehan still manages to hold on to the ball. He's got a man way out to his left hand side if he can see him. He doesn't, because he's coming down the middle. Freehan decides to go with a high dropping ball. It's an effort on goal which is going to go wide of the target. The referee's going to bring it back for a free. Perhaps Freehan knew that, because one of those ones where it was a free shot on goal, Maureen, and it's going to come back for a free for Gaels.
Yeah, as you say, he probably knew that, because I didn't think that it was the best opportunity or the best choice, because he had that man outside him on the right, and probably should have given it over to him. But as I say, I'd say he knew that he was going to get a call back and just took a pop at it.
He's placed the ball down. He's way out here, but Freehan's going to have a go. There he comes. Shot comes in. Looks as if that's over the bar for a 2-pointer. Tell you what, he was a long way out there, Maureen, but he struck it so well off the ground. A 2-pointer for Ronan Freehan. Big moment in this game. Early stages of the second period of extra time. 2.5 minutes gone in the second period of extra time. 2-18 to Naomh Bri. That's 24 points. 5 goals and 13 points for Letterkenny Gaels. That's 28, so a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, like it's really stretches. That's a comfortable lead, because it's a goal in the point to get it, or two 2-pointers, or 4 straight individual scores. So that's a comfortable lead to have. Yeah. Now at this stage, if they can press on, but Naomh Bri are they're not gonna lie down.
As their sub has it, Callum McCafferty. Look at the many Gaels players are back, but fair play to McCafferty. He holds on to the ball. Back towards Garage Gallagher. Feeds it off to Oisín Brogan. Shot comes in from Brogan, and that one is just pulled to the left and wide. So 5-13 to 2-18 remains the score. Maureen, again, you're looking around the pitch. Players doing wee bits of stretches when they get a chance. Conor Walker obviously stretching out his calves as well. Sore, tough going out there.
It is tough going, and at this stage, look, keeper Mark Marley is actually, he's not in one but a hurry to kick this ball out, and rightly so, and he kicks it short to Walker, which is a good decision, a good choice at this stage, because what Gaels want to do is hang on to the ball. Now Walker seems to be struggling alright.
He is, he's cramping up. Maureen, worth pointing out, Naomh Bri playing in this extra time with 14 players. I suggested that they might be able to go back to their 15, but it's only the 14 that they have.
That makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't know that was a factor, because it seems like if you lost a man, you'll be punished. You know, especially to a straight red.
Yeah.
I think it might be with a black card, maybe, but that's a Sunday bin and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so Ronan Freehan has the ball. Naomh Bri trying to get back into defensive positions, but it's Brian Diver who has had a good game here for Letterkenny Gaels. Ronan Freehan, right foot shot comes in, and right foot shot comes back off the bar. Who's going to react? It's the Naomh Bri fullback Damien Clearly, who just got his left hand to it ahead of McBrearty, and Naomh Bri are able to come away down the right hand side. Good play from Naomh Bri this time. They get the ball up towards Jack O'Hara.
Judged that badly now, Jack O'Hara, didn't he?
He was unfortunate, I suppose, as well. The ball just over him, but anyway,
Yeah, and we talked about the rain, but the bounce was big there.
The bounce was big, I don't think anybody expected a bounce like that. Liam Doherty on for Letterkenny Gaels, feeds the ball over towards Brian Diver. So can he, well, he just holds on to the ball, and Naomh Bri man comes out to think about putting in a challenge, but Gaels will be happy just to keep possession. They'll be happy to keep possession. That's Ray Quinn passing to Jermid Cahill and Darren Hunter, who has seen a lot of the ball in extra time. Gaels are leading by 5-13 to 2-18. So Naomh Bri have 24 points, Gaels have 28 points, a 4-point advantage. That's probably as big as a gap that there's been between these sides. They've been so evenly matched right throughout this contest. 5.5 minutes played of the second period of extra time. Letterkenny Gaels playing with an extra man. They're making it count. Conor McBurty takes a challenge. The referee says that's not a foul. Naomh Bri are happy to win the ball back and try and, well, they're going to have to work hard to keep the ball in there. First of all, they managed to do so. Good play by Callum McCafferty initially. They're coming forward. The referee says that's going to be a free, but play on because you've got possession, you've got the ball, and Oisin Brogan is helped out here by Donal Gallagher. Donal Gallagher shot. Donal Gallagher over the bar. For a second or two, the supporters down in front of us, the Naomh Bri supporters that is, were thinking, is Gallagher going to have a go on goal? But it's over the bar. It was a well taken score, and between himself and Oisin Brogan, they worked that one well, Maureen.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, a very good score, and look, they definitely needed it. It brings back that 3-point game. So there's just the kick of a ball between them if Naomh Bri were to get in for that goal. But you spoke about the gap of 4 points. I think Letterkenny Gaels in the second half were leading by 4 points in the 7-minute mark, and then it was 3 points consecutively from that man Callum Gallagher, Jack O'Hara and Owen Rush to bring it back to 17 to draw the match, to even up the game then in 18 minutes in the second half. So we kind of have a repeat of that now here in the second half. Yeah,
and I'm just looking at Conor Walker, looks to be making his way back towards the dugout, so I don't think he is going to see any more of the action. And Darren Russell for Naomh Bri had to go off as well. Both clearly in a wee bit of discomfort because it's been a tough battle. It's been a tough battle with referee is, I'm just too sure who he's given this free to. I think it's going to be a Naomh Bri free over on the far side. Gaels need to be careful because this is one of these ones where you can expect this one to be dropped into the danger area. Maureen, what have we left to play? Less than 3 minutes of the second period of extra time, perhaps 2.5 minutes to go. Anyway, they didn't drop it in, they've come short instead. And Donal Gallagher has the ball. Gaels are leading by 3 points, 5-13 to 2-19. Another high-scoring affair. Gaels, it was Ray Quinn who was very fortunate there because I think he lost his footing as he was coming out to meet that one. Kind of came off his chest, but they have the ball.
Do you know what's interesting to see is Owen Rush is actually back in the field for Naomh Bri over there. Just over there, do you see him? He's carrying his injury.
He's carrying his injury, definitely. He's not going 100%, let's put it that way. It's Gaels who have the ball. That's Liam Doherty down there. Shea Doherty is close at hand. Good defending. That's another. And the referee are shouting about, is there perhaps a breach? I think there's a breach here.
Something's happened here, so he's going to have to consult. I think it's Siobhan Coyle that's on the line over there.
Well, that was the suggestion. Anyway, it was the Gaels supporters down here who were trying to point something out. And that's Siobhan over on the far side with the flag, and she's telling the referee exactly what's going on. Now, what's he going to give here, Maureen? He's like free in from close in for Letterkenny Gaels.
Must have been Naomh Bri. It might have been Darren Russell actually, their centre half forward.
It's a free in. It's a free in for Letterkenny Gaels. And these are all big moments at such a late stage in the contest. There's 3 points between them. This would stretch it out to 4 points, and that is a pointed free from Conor McBurty. And as we enter the final minute of the second period of extra time, Letterkenny Gaels have 1 foot in the Junior A Championship final, Maureen, because they lead by 4 points again, 5-14 to 2-19.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Like, look, they're in the driving seat here. All they need to do is hang on to possession.
It's Naomh Bri that win the ball. Liam Doherty challenging his man, but Naomh Bri managed to get the ball over towards the other side of the field, and it's Patrick Gormley now. He's got men inside. Ball fed in towards Billy Harn. Can he get there? He did initially. Working hard is Billy Harn challenge went in on his man. I think that's going to be a sideline ball to Naomh Bri.
Right. And look, they almost lost possession at a critical time there.
They did, but Harn did well because he didn't get the ball initially, but he didn't give up on it. Around about 10 seconds of normal time left to play. I would suggest Naomh Bri might need a goal here.
Probably pop it in because that man Gigi's in the
he's in there in the front of goal, isn't he? Yeah, Darren Gallagher though.
Luck to get a one rush maybe on the ball as well.
Here it comes. There is that ball dropped in. You're right. The men go up for it. Gallagher was one of them, but Gaels come away with it, and this could be a situation where they might be able to wind the clock down. Ronan Freehan pops the ball up ahead of him towards Liam Doherty. Liam Doherty feeds the ball into the front man in there. The challenge went in on him.
Looked to be maybe a square enough shoulder though. Look, not a good time to give away the ball.
Shea Doherty was the Gaels man, but it was defended well by Naomh Bri, and they passed the ball towards Kevin Timoney. Naomh Bri need a score. They need a score. Time's almost up here at the home of Red Hughes here in Crossroads in Killigordon. Ronan Freehan is penalised for a challenge on Liam Duffy. Liam Duffy he wasn't happy with Freehan's challenge, and the referee. Listen again. There's players getting involved, and there's your hope that that's not going to end in anything naughty, Maureen, because it's been a good game. It's been enjoyable, and in fairness, both teams have been intent on playing football.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what this new rules bring. Players are a lot more disciplined, even in the tackle. We see very little frees nowadays and things like that. But look, this is probably a last chance for Naomh Bri to get the ball in here. From this free, it's going to be a hot ball, which is a shame because Naomh Bri had the ball, had possession, is that?
Yeah, they've won the ball from the throw in. It's just a bit messy, but they did get there. And the pass from Oisin Brogan is cut out, and the referee says that's going to be a free out to Gaels. It's Conor Brown is the man that won that ball. We're deep in injury time at the end of the second period of extra time, Maureen. It looks as if it's a case of game up for Naomh Bri.
Yeah, keep ball now for Letterkenny Gaels, but look, Naomh Bri will be very disappointed they've given away that ball. There it is. There it is.
Full time whistle is blown, and it's finished in a victory for Letterkenny Gaels in the end, 5-14 to 2-19. So when you add that up, that's Gaels 29 points to Naomh Bri's 25 points. And really and truly, when you look at it, Maureen, all that Naomh Bri managed in extra time was the 2 points. And in contrast, Gaels had 5 points. So this isn't even more than 5 points. 6 points, 6 points in extra time. And that proved the difference in the end. They just kicked on in extra time, playing against the 14 men, of course. And, of course, Naomh Bri losing a couple of big players through injury. And Gaels just did enough to get over the line.
Yeah, so many factors there in the end. And, look, you could probably say that Gaels just played that steady football throughout the whole game. And, look, their goals certainly had a massive influence in the game this afternoon, particularly in that first half where it led them to go in at half-time, all even Stevens. And then, look, you probably could say that it was an evenly matched battle throughout the whole thing. And even at full time, it was a fair result that both these teams had drawn even, But look, that man, Conor McBurty, for the Gaels, he certainly got them over the line today with those goals. He picked up 3-4 and 3-4 that is absolutely important out there this afternoon, and got Gaels that lead and got Gaels through that second half. But as you say, look, they were slipping. Naomh Bri where they lost their big men.
They did.
Which was a massive blow. We even seen Owen Rush, fair play to him, carrying an injury, probably used his last gasp there, carrying an injury in the middle of the field, and he had a phenomenal game. I felt for them as well this afternoon, but he was on the field, but he was bad. He was injured, carrying that injury, and he tried his best. But look, a great effort from Naomh Bri, as you say, down to 14 players.
Yeah.
And only came away a 4 points of difference at the end of the day. But Gaels go through, and I feel that Gaels haven't they just
the extra game last week.
The extra game, it stood to them. They worked really, really hard, and look, their momentum carried throughout the whole thing. Naomh Bri, on the other hand, they had that rest. They looked fitter now in the first half, but as it went on, Gaels really steadied the game there towards the end, particularly in that second half of extra time. They really dominated.
Talk about a close contest. They were level at half time. Naomh Bri 11 points, Letterkenny Gaels 3 goals and 2 points. So 3 goals in that first half. at the end of normal time, they remained at level. Naomh Bri 2 goals and 17 points. Letterkenny Gaels 5 goals and 8 points. But in extra time and playing against 14 men, Letterkenny Gaels were able to just kick on. They got a couple of good scores. Shea Doherty and Brian Diver settling them into a good situation. At half time and extra time, they led by 5-11 to 2-18. That was a 2-point advantage. They ended up winning by 4 points in the end, 5-14 to 2-19. Gaels go on to a first Junior A final since they won it back in 2022 for Naomh Bri. Last time they were in a final was 2008, but certainly they showed enough today, Maureen, to suggest that it won't be too long before they're back in a Junior A Championship final. This defeat brings an end to their season, but it's been a good year for Naomh Bri. They can be happy with the progress that they've made, but for Letterkenny Gaels, they're back in a final, and I'll tell you what, Eddie Glacken in his first season in charge deserves plenty of credit because he's delivered the goods.
Yeah, 100%. And like, you know, obviously they didn't top the table, but they had that extra game in the quarterfinals, really stood to them. You know, they brought that momentum maybe onto the field as well. But look, you have to give credit to Naomh Bri. They did really, really well. And look, I felt maybe their momentum might have been broken by that week. I'm always very sceptical of the week's rest, especially when you're in an intense playing from weekend to weekend and the intensity levels are up, your momentum's up, you go to training, you're ready for another match. Sometimes when you take the foot off the gas, it can help. But listen, there was an awful lot of other factors that influenced the fact that they didn't come away with the one this afternoon, like losing those big players. And I mean, look, if Naomh Bri had have excelled and went to the final, they would have done so without their centre half back as well. So that would have been a big blow to their side. But look, as you say, Eddie Glacken, he is the man down there now for a cool down. They have to look forward to a final now. Who knows who's going to be in the final? Karen obviously tipped to favourites, tipped to one Junior A this year. We'll see. I think Letterkenny Gaels have other expectations as well. And look, it'll be what'll be a cracking final, I would say. You know, man of the match.
Yeah, that's the next one now, Maureen. Man of the match. It's not an easy one. Certainly, plenty of players putting their hands up and contenders for that award.
Yeah, because like when you look at the range of scores as well, like and some of the key players there for Gaels, and you know you probably always sway towards the other side, but like for Naomh Bri, for me, Owen Rush was brilliant, and so was Garage Gallagher as well, and even Russell at centre half forward. I thought very, very influential for them. But like talk about the Gaels on the other side, like Freehan probably didn't have his best match, but he certainly came about himself and got more livelier as the game went on. But it has to be, I suppose, Conor McBurty. Like he came away with 3-4 and some of his goals, and he's a big man. He was well able to hold on to the ball. I felt he was out in front for some of them goal opportunities. He turned inside, took on his man and put it in the back of the net at important stages of the game. And you know, look, if you take away his 3-4 from the 5-14, you know, Gaels wouldn't have won out there this evening. Like you pick a lot of players, but Devon was very, very good as well. I thought Shea Doherty was good. But Conor McBurty for me was the man out there this evening. Yeah, so it's commiserations to Naomh Bri. Well done to Letterkenny Gaels. Thank you to Maureen O'Donnell for her co-commentary here this afternoon. We'll try and get some after-match reaction from the winning camp, but for now, it's back to studio. Ball off to Callum Gallagher. Letterkenny Gaels are well set up, so Naomh Bri fire their first effort and go for a 2-pointer, and that's the opening. Here now. Yeah, and they've one possession back, so Letterkenny Gaels will be disappointed with this opening because 2 shots on goal. Take this 45. The play is underway. He's gone short, taking the ball back, and a shot off the right foot, and he just was in there. No, it was actually Conor McBurty, was it?
Conor McBurty. Here comes Conor McBurty with the penalty. Bottom corner into the back of the net, so that's a good. As Callum Gallagher comes forward to take this 45, strikes it well, but yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good strike from really this angle. I thought he'd pulled it a wee bit. Big Conor Brown, the man who captained them to championship glory at Junior A level back in 2022, fisted ball out towards Conor Walker. Gaels are in here. If they be careful, they could manage to get an effort on goal, and it is. It's in the back of the. Have an effort on goal. Not too sure. Nice given. Yeah, the referee actually probably was in a better position than the umpire to give that. Here he comes. Conor McBurty strikes it well. It's a high ball. The umpire has a look, and the umpire likes it. That's a good strike. Tracks, but sloppy pass, but they've managed to make something of it. That's Darren Russell involved there. There's a shot comes in. That's a good score. Make a run. Here he is. Hunter fed possession, but decides to come back out. This time it's a kick pass towards Brian Diver. Good strength from Brian Diver. Good effort from Brian Diver. Comes back off the post. Goal chance for Diver, and he scores.
They've got the 3 goals.
That's exactly it. So here comes Owen Rush with the free from the hands. Steered it, so we weren't going to know.
Nope.
But anyway, here comes Oisin Brogan. Left-footed effort comes in from Owen Rush, and again, it's one of those. Jack Keys chasing to get back. McCafferty feeds the ball off to Liam Duffy. Left-footed from Duffy, nicely taken score. Do what he's doing just now. That's exactly what he does so well. Bit of pace. Shot comes in from Ronan Freehan. He likes it, and that's over the bar. Yeah. But listen, he might well and may go for the same style as what he kicked the score in the first half.
I think it's just a patient build-up. That's what Naomh Bri I've seen from them this afternoon. They're very patient. Look at this man on Darren Russell again.
Yeah, that's well, there's a challenge that went in on Connor Walker, but
he's going to pull it back.
Well, yeah, he's going to pull it back, but the ball goes over. Says Garage Gallagher unleashes an effort on goal, and that one just sails over the bar, just about made it over the crossbar. But I think it was one of those ones. They won't be happy at the fact that they've let 3 goals in behind them. Anyway, Gaels come forward. There's a shot comes in from Jack Keys, and he just
I don't know whether he was looking for the man inside, Garage Gallagher there, like the big tall man. He was inside, but look, too wasteful there.
Charlie Robinson did well, won himself a free, went himself, ball fed in towards Conor McBurty by Ronan Freehan. Goal chance for McBurty, goal for Conor McBurty. The requisite distance back. Here comes Callum Gallagher, right-footed strike, good clean strike all the way up and over the crossbar, and the Gaels need to be careful here because Naomh Bri are in on goal. Here is Jack O'Hara, shot comes in from O'Hara, up and over the bar. Matters up. This effort comes in from Owen Rush over the bar, so it's another free for Conor Walker now. This time has a go on goal. Maureen this occasion, and perhaps he was listening to you. I think that's far enough out to be a 2-pointer as well. He's helped out by Ronan Freehan, and he's dragged down. I'll tell you what, Gaels still have the ball. They put the ball over the bar here in the second half. We've played 23 minutes here. Remember the reserve match before it went to extra time and penalties. Naomh Bri against St Mary's of Convoy. As Naomh Bri bear down on goal. Goal chance for them, and they've finished it well.
That big man in midfield, Garage Gallagher, Gigi, he moved into full forward. That ball was played into him. He's well used to Owen Rush coming off his.
Goal chance at the other end, and it's in from Conor McBurty. At the hour of normal time, so there will be a wee bit of injury time, I would imagine, at the end of this. There have been a few situations where the physios have had to come on. Ball played into the danger area. Margie goes for it, but it's into the back of the net from Garage Gallagher. 5 goals and 7 points. Ball played to Keys. Here is Brian Diver trying to get himself in on goal, and he's in close enough to the wind. It's not an easy kick. And again, it's off the post, and the fist comes in. It's over the bar. That's a good.
He goes off the field.
Darren Russell took the pass, left-footed. Darren Russell equalising score from Naomh Bri. All too easy until the latter end of this championship, but he's back and he's involved, and he feeds the ball in towards Brian Diver. Fisted pass to win their first ever title for the hurlers, so that was a big day for the club. Here's Conor McBurty. His fisted effort over the bar. He's placed the ball down. He's way out here, but Freehan's going to have a go. Here he comes. Shot comes in. You've got possession, you've got the ball, and Oisin Brogan is helped out here by Donald Gallagher. Donald Gallagher shot. Donald Gallagher over the bar. Late stage in the contest, there's 3 points between them. This would stretch it out to 4 points, and there's a pointed free from Conor McBurty. Okay, you're welcome back to the home of Red Hughes GA Club here in Crossroads, Gordon, where it's finished in a good victory for Letterkenny Gaels over Naomh Bri. Eddie Glacken, the Letterkenny Gaels manager, is with me here. First of all, congratulations. It went all the way to extra time. You were hanging in there. There's so many talking points in that game, Eddie, but I'm sure you're delighted to get over the line.
I haven't even got my breath back yet, Jeremy. It was an amazing game. Naomh Bri threw everything at us, and we knew they would. We said it during the week that the last game we had just turned into a shootout, and this one was the exact same. I don't even know what the final score was anyway, maybe 2 or 3, but it was an incredible game. Every time we went behind, we seemed to get a goal to get us back in the game, and I think at half time we were very concerned, very concerned of how things were going, but some great players there, and as I said, there's a lot of lads there, maybe the underrated guys, maybe don't get the plaudits, that really stepped up there today and helped us get over the line. But I have to say, you feel sorry for Naomh Bri. They had a couple of injuries today, and I think during the course of the game they might have got a few more, and they lost Callum Gallagher. But they'll not think it now, but if you look at it after the game and sit down and think of it, like they dive with their boots on today. They give a great account of themselves.
They certainly did. And you know what? One thing that I noticed, you guys were still out after the full-time whistle, Eddie. You were talking to your players as the Naomh Bri players made their way off. The Letterkenny Gaels supporters down in front of us here gave them a warm round of applause, because I'll tell you what, they played their part in a really good game.
A game is as tight as that, German. Like it's very easy, especially for a manager. It's very easy to put yourself in the opposition manager's boots there after the game. They've given it everything. They've probably everything they wanted to do. They went their way, but and they still ended up in the wrong end of the scoreline. And as I said to you, they deserve the respect. They made it a great game. I told our boys in the huddle after that they're kind of a bit disappointed with their own performance today. But when you sit down, it's a great advert for Junior A football. I think that game, I thought it had everything in it. It was end to end. Both teams had chances. They won it even at the end of normal time and missed it. And extra time, you could see the fitness levels, and these guys are Junior A, and you see the fitness levels of, for both teams. And Naomh Bri, as I said, the likes of Owen Rusher was carrying a knock there at extra time, but they kept on the pitch. They gave it absolutely everything, and to be fair to our boys, they did the exact same. And you were able to bring men off the bench, Eddie. I know it's almost got a cliche now that squad, it's about squads, not necessarily the starting 15, but you had to make changes out there, and those boys came in and played their part. 100%. Like even without that, with Ben Gallagher, Dean Kennedy and Rowan Smith there, who had all been starting all year, during the league, and we've lost all 3 of them. So the guys that are coming off the bench, like Will Jones, I think it's only his second time coming off, and he done brilliant there. He carried ball for us there, and at crucial parts of extra time, Liam Doherty come in and had a big impact as well. And Aaron Boner came in there at 19 there, and Aaron hasn't played much over the last month or 6 weeks, but he done brilliant. He was so calm in the ball and all. Adam Duffy came in there. It was unfortunate for him. I think Adam just couldn't get up to the speed of the game today, but that happens, as you know. And Aaron came in for them, but as I said, it's a squad game, and the good thing is the lads that weren't playing were there encouraging their teammates on, which is which is good to see as well. Yeah. So all of a sudden you're into a Junior A final. Your first year in charge at Letterkenny Gaels. You're enjoying it, no doubt. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Probably over the last few years, probably maybe football later or whatever, or maybe things outside of football, but I kind of lost my love for it, and lost it just wasn't hurting. The defeats weren't hurting, and the wins weren't giving me the joy they used to. So I kind of took a year out last year, and I saw this opportunity last October. Said, just give it a go and come in. And I've got an unbelievable management team in me. For likes of Conor Cunningham, to get him in as your coach. David Cafferty, the level he's worked at with Donegal, and then Frank Carberry's done an amazing job. As goalkeeper coach, and Shane Gildea, obviously he's done good. And as I said, Monica Connor, our physio, is keeping the players in the pitch. But very lucky. But they're a great bunch of players. There's we were taken straight away by the skill level. A lot of them, the things they're able to do. My honest opinion, and I've told them many times, if they get it right and dedicate themselves and devote themselves to their team and their club, there's no reason why these boys can't climb up the divisions and the championships and stuff. You look at Naomh Bri, should have been in probably Division 2, but now they've lost off in the playoff. We were able to go toe to toe with them today and a scrape over the line and end up. But you make your own luck, and they've been there since December training, and I can't ask for more of them, Jeremy. Well, listen, fair play to Gaels and Naomh Bri for serving up such a really enjoyable semi-final here today, which went all the way to extra time. You have a couple of weeks off now to get yourselves ready for a Junior A final, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks a million, Jeremy. Cheers. Okay, so that's Eddie Glacken, manager of Letterkenny Gaels, who are through to the semi-finals here this afternoon, defeating Naomh Bri on a scoreline of 5-14 to 2 goals and 19 points after extra time. A thrilling contest.
and Letterkenny Gaels are back in their first Junior A Championship final since 2022 when they beat Carndonagh in the decider at O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. So from the home of Red Hugh's GA club here in Crossroads in Killygordon, we say have a very good evening.